So I am recording, and we're just gonna essentially go through like a complete walkthrough and training of text in bulk. And in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new text in bulk account that's never been used before, so that whenever we go in and do this walkthrough, it will be from a brand new account that's never been used before. As if you're getting a brand new account right now from tier 5, it's going to be just exactly the same. So I just got my brand new text in bulk account set up. So I'm going to log in, and you can see this is a brand new account. All right. So one of the first things I'd want to do is go into Twillo. If you don't have a Twillo account, you do want to have a Twillo account. Basically, what I like to tell people is Twillo is like a SIM card. So it's like AT&T or Verizon. And text in bulk is like an iPhone. So text in bulk is like a smartphone, particularly like an iPhone, like the best type of smartphone that you could have. If you like iPhone, I personally don't like iPhones, so I just say that it's like my S9 right here. So still very useful and cool without a SIM card, but I just can't call and text people. I can't call and text people if I don't have a SIM card. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go in. You wouldn't need to do this because you probably aren't gonna have as many Twillo accounts as I do. What you would do is go into your Twillo account, and then essentially you're going to need to grab this account SID and grab this token right here. All right. You're also going to need to make sure that you have some balance in your Twillo account, so you can go in and enable billing, load some money up on your Twillo account. All right. I do recommend enabling billing and essentially enabling recharge, so that if you run out of money, it will automatically recharge. You can set the limits on it. You can say, hey, recharge with $100 or with $50 or with $10. But the last thing that you want is to have leads coming in wanting to call you and stuff and not be able to reach you because you don't have any minutes left on your cell phone, which is essentially what your data is. All right. So for you, it's just like that. You're going to come in, grab this account SID, and grab this token. All right. Like I said, since I don't want to use this Twillo account, I want to use a different Twillo account. Now you could also do this if you want to have multiple text in bulk accounts yourself and just hold the account and then manage leads and stuff for your clients. I do have people that do this, and they have their Twillo account, and then they essentially open sub accounts for their clients. They pay for the text in bulk account, they pay for the Twillo account, and then they just upcharge their client every month based on the amount of leads and stuff that they generate for them. So I'm going to add a new sub account, which is going to be called outreach at tier5.us, just because this is what my username is. So I'm going to create this sub account, and he's right here. So this is kind of what you would see in text in bulk. So you're just going to grab this account SID here. You're going to come into text in bulk. You're going to come to your settings, and you're going to put it right here in your sender ID right there. And then you're going to grab this auth token right here, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put that in your Twillo Live token, and you're just going to hit save. All right. Now your Twillo account is connected. If you want to send emails through the platform, you need to go ahead and configure your email. All right. So you can use Gmail, you can use your SMPT, or you can use Postmark. That's up to you. I want to use my Gmail account because I like Gmail. And Gmail, if you use your Gmail account, we support incoming emails. So what that means is if you use your Gmail account and you have leads in text in bulk, as you'll see, and you're sending them emails, if they reply back to you, you'll get that email right inside our system, so you can look at it right inside there. So you can see the incoming, outgoing emails. So that's why I like to use Gmail so much. So I'm just gonna pick this account because that's the account I want to give access to. And I'm gonna allow all this. Now my emails now my email's been connected, but I need to turn it on. All right. So I need to make it active. So now I can see that my email is active, is connected, and active. All right. If you want to use Zapier, then you'll find everything that you need here. Okay. So if you want to use our Zapier integration, you'll need to come create a token. You can call that token anything that you want, and you'll need to just create that token. All right. Now you'll see that token in Zapier. If you go to Zapier and you want to use you want to use our Zapier thing, you'll just need to grab that invite link right there. Here's your invite link. You'll just need to grab that invite link right there, and then you'll be able to create a Zap with text in bulk. All right. Whenever you create a Zap with text in bulk, essentially to connect that, and you're going to see more of this in depth. All right. You're going to come in, and whenever I ask you to connect an account, you're just going to hit add account, connect account, and you're just going to put in that API key right there. All right. And then you'll be connected. What I like to do is put in several of them. So that you don't have to worry about. If you see that, it's because you're watching this video right now. If you see that, the reason that you're seeing that is because that Zapier invite link hasn't been updated since we actually added new integrations to our Zapier application. Every time we add new integrations, we essentially have to deploy a new app, and it generates a new invite link. So don't worry about that. All you need to do is go and do exactly what I just showed you there, and that will work for you. All right? That's all you have to do is go in. Because I can almost guarantee you, if I come in here and go to Zapier,
I did it the roundabout way. I didn't go the invitation. I went the other way, where I found the Zap and then put the code in.
Yeah, if you just come to text in bulk, pick whatever you want there, and then just connect an account. So I'll tell you why that's happening. All right. The reason that that's happening is because the reason that that message is happening is because you're trying to do one of these two actions, and that action won't work for you right now because, one, you don't have any Twilio numbers in your platform, so I can't grab them, or two, you don't have any Zaps created, so I can't pull your Zaps. So this action should work and should authenticate here. Whenever I connect this account, this should actually work and get connected. But that didn't. So anyways, if you're watching this video, that will all work for you because that will be fixed tomorrow, whatever that problem is. So that will all work for you. But that's essentially exactly how you would create, how you would connect your Zapier account. Mine's already connected. So anyways, if you want to set your time zone, if you want to set what time zone you're in, you can set your time zone, and we'll display information according to your time zone, so you understand according to your time zone when information has been given. So I'm just going to give my time zone as Eastern because that's what I operate on. All right. So now we've done all our setup. We've hooked up Twilio. We've hooked up our email. We've made sure that we have a Zapier token if we want to use the Zapier integration, and then we've picked our time zone. Not so bad, right? Now here is where the meat of the things happen. All right. You want to use our platform to send text messages, receive text messages, to make phone calls and receive phone calls. You can also obviously create IVRs and do a lot of cool automation stuff and send out emails and receive emails. But everything is considered around. I mean, the name of the software right now is called Text in Bulk, so you can understand that it is centered around the fact that you're going to be doing text messages and you're going to be doing phone calls. So for that, obviously, you need a phone number. So what you're going to do is you're just going to hit come buy a phone number. Now, whenever you get phone numbers, remember what I said to you. Twilio is like your SIM card. Text in Bulk is like your cell phone, all right? That SIM card has a data. You had to pay some money for that iPhone, right? But you also had to pay some money for that SIM card, and that money you got to pay every single month as well for your data, right? They give you so many text messages, so many phone calls. Maybe they make it unlimited, right? So same thing with Twilio. They're going to charge you some money for data. It's relatively inexpensive. If you go check out Twilio pricing, you'll be able to find Twilio pricing, all their pricing, and you see it's relatively cheap. It's for one text message, it's 3/4 of a cent. It's not even 1 full cent per text message. It's less than a penny per text message. All right. For multimedia messages, it's 2 cents per multimedia message if you want to do multimedia message. All right. So you can see their pricing right here just by looking at this thing. The only reason I'm mentioning you that is these phone numbers cost $1 per month. So if you want to go try to buy one and it does not work for you and it doesn't give you a number, that's because if you come look inside here, you will see that you don't have any available dollars to be able to purchase that phone number. So you just need to put in some dollar bills here. All right. So that's pretty easy. Mine isn't going to show any billing because I'm on a sub account and there's no billing on sub accounts. It's only on the master account. So
I think the minimum that Twilio requires to get started is $20. And $20 if you buy like 2 phone numbers, that's $2. And then $18 to go through for a penny a message. So your $20 lasts a long time while you're learning how to use it. And then
that's how many messages per minute on the phone you get.
Yeah, once you learn how to use it, then you'll start eating up some, because if you're doing it every single day, but still $20 lasts a long time.
And you should be converting. I mean, if you're sending out all these messages, you should be making money from that. So now you need to get a phone number. Where do you want to get your phone number from is all we're asking here. You can put in a state. You can put in the initials for any state like New York, or you can actually put in an area code. Put in one or the other. Don't put in both. All right. This tells you if you want a local, mobile, or toll-free number. For the most part, you just always want to go with the local, and you always want to have call, SMS, and MMS functionalities, all right? So this is always, that's why it's set default. You really don't want to change that. You can if you want to. If you want to use a toll-free number, you can change it and get a 1-800 number if that's what you want, all right? We recommend doing local because it's just, there's so many documents produced and so much statistics produced that local numbers convert more and they're more responsive. People are more apt to respond to a local phone number. If you call somebody from a local phone number, they're going to see that call. They're going to call you back. If you call from a 1-800 number, they're going to look. They're going to see it. They're most likely not going to answer it. Most likely not going to call it back. If it's a local number, they're going to be like, I probably know this person. Maybe I want to call this person back and see who it is. So you're just statistically more apt to get responses on local numbers. So I'm going to get a local number. All right. Now, let's see what I want to do for this. As I know that I'm going to target Lakeland, Florida. During this demo, I'm going to be targeting Lakeland, Florida. So since I'm going to target Lakeland, Florida, I'm going to see if I can find a phone number from Lakeland, Florida. So here's a phone number from Lakeland, Florida. If you want to look at them and see, this one's kind of seems like it's easy to remember, you know. 863-400-2021. Seems easy, right? So I'm just going to buy this one. Well, before I buy this one, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to just check it out on Google. All right. You see how there's nothing here that pops up that says this number scam me. This is a scam. You know. This is a website that kind of does the same thing. All right. Somewhere in here, I'm sure I can run a search. Maybe. Maybe not. I can't run a search. All right. You can do all this if you want. Look, there's 1-800 notes. All right. 1-800 notes is usually pretty good. So you can check that out. See, there's no below comments about it. So there's places on the internet where people will go and say, hey, this phone number scam me. I keep getting calls from this phone number or something. That's the only reason we're checking it out. We want to make sure that this phone number doesn't have a bunch of scam reports and stuff associated with it before we buy it, so that because sometimes people, before they enter it, they'll go look your phone number up, or when you text them, they'll look that phone number up, and we don't want them to see, oh, this is a scammer, because we're not scammers, all right? So, but everything looks legit with that phone number, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. It looks like a good phone number. If you ever need support, by the way, you can always come right in here to the chat bot, to the Tier 5 chat bot. You can just come right here to customer support. If you have a problem and you want to submit a bug ticket, if you want to submit a ticket, a tech support ticket, you can just click on submit a bug. That will allow you to go through and submit a ticket. If, hopefully, you have feature requests, you have some suggestions on how we could actually add new features and improve our software, you can just click on suggestion, and that will go, either one of these will go right to our engineers. Either one of these, obviously, this is how we manage our software projects right here. So Tier 5 is a software company, if you didn't know that. And we do a lot of different projects for clients. And here's one of our own projects, text in bulk, and there's some customer reported bugs here, right here. So if you were to actually just come inside here and submit a bug, then he's just gonna say, hey, do you want to submit a bug? And I do. What issue are you having? I'm gonna say, you know, I can't buy phone numbers, not working. It's gonna ask you for the URL. Any screenshot, if you're having any issues, you know, you can take a screenshot of that and just save that. And then you can just upload that screenshot inside there. And then just give that screenshot. And I'm not sure if he came. He should have came. And you can see right there that there's that screenshot, there's that bug ticket. This goes right to an engineer, and an engineer will go in and just, it's over the weekend right now, so no engineers are resolving these, but these will go right into the engineers, and they'll go in and just resolve these right there. And you can see there's my ticket that I'm having some issues. I'm gonna delete this so nobody thinks I'm having issues. Crap, I deleted the wrong one. All right, and then same thing, if you go in and say that you want to feedback, if you want to give a suggestion and improvement to the software, you can do that, and that will go right to the engineer as well. But now you see I've got my phone number. So good, I've got my phone number. Now what I like to do, all right, the first thing that I like to do is I like to come over here and I like to give my phone number an alias or a nice name. Why do I like to do that? Well, if I'm a marketer and I'm going to market, I'm going to have a lot of different phone numbers that I'm using. Like one of the things that I built this software, and we like literally I use this software in correlation with RoboContact to scale my company from essentially about 9 software engineers to almost 40. We got 37 today. And I did it with this software and RoboContact mixed together. All right. And one of the things that I would do, and I'll show you, one of the things that I would do is I would get these newly registered domain leads. And I'm not going to encourage you to do this and say that you guys should do this or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you one of the things that I did, all right? I would go into these newly registered domain leads. I would grab those newly registered domain leads, and I would essentially bombard them with questionnaires, you know, hey, I can help you with this, I can help you with this, but from 10 different phone numbers, right? And then the next day, a day later, I would send them a real message. I would send them a real message like, hey, did you just register this domain and you're getting a lot of spam? If so, it's because you forgot your privacy registration. Would you like help on setting up that privacy registration? Well, guess what? Their answer to that question is yes. Like, yeah, I did register that domain, and I have got a lot of spam. I have got a lot of people asking me, you know, if I need graphic design or SEO or website. Yeah, could you help me with that privacy? Then I would help them with that privacy. You can even go check my Facebook page, and you can see I got like 300 5-star reviews from doing this, and lots of clients I got from doing this. I would help them on setting up their privacy information, right? And through that process, they would just talk to me and ask me what I did. And I'd be like, oh, well, you know, I'm a software engineer, build software and apps for people. And they'd be like, oh, well, I just bought this. I was thinking about buying this. And guess what? I would actually, now we'd go down this conversation, and I would already know what they're planning on doing before, and I would seem like a magician because these other 10 phone numbers that I'm messaging them from, they're feeding me information. They're like, oh, well, I bought this site for this, or I bought this site for this, or I want to do this. So now as I walk into this conversation that has just occurred naturally from me helping them, you know, protect their privacy, I already know a lot of information about them and what they want to do because they've handed it off to these other 10 numbers. And when I look at them in text in bulk, I can see the entire conversation history from all of my numbers and know all the data that they've actually sent me. All right. So because of that, what I want to do is I want to give this guy a nice name so I can understand what this phone number is for and what I'm going to use it for. All right. Because if I get 20 numbers from Lakeland, Florida, I'm not going to remember what phone number I was not nice to you on and what phone number I was nice to you on. Because, you know, you would be surprised that a lot of people will react and be like, well, you're nicer than that other guy that was texting me. And I'm like, yeah, that other guy must have been a jerk. But anyways, I'm going to give this a nice name. For me, I'm just going to call it Lakeland, Florida. All right? Because I don't know what I'm going to do with this number yet. So I'm just going to call it Lakeland, Florida so that I understand, hey, this is the Lakeland, Florida number. All right? And then I need to configure this phone number. I just bought it. I need to configure it. I need to configure it for two things. I need to configure it for incoming text messages, and I need to configure it for incoming phone calls. All right? So in the very simple mechanism, I can just change this configuration, and I can say, hey, this is going to have a no response configuration. What that means is my software, text in bulk, is not going to automatically respond back to people. You will have to manually respond back to them. It won't do it for you automatically. If you choose a static response, every time somebody sends you a text message, you will reply back with the static response. Don't message this phone number. This phone number does not accept text message. Please call us back at this number, right? That way, as people text you, you can be like, hey, I'm sorry, we don't accept text messages. Please call us and get your lead on the phone. Every time somebody sends you a text message, they're going to get that static message back saying, don't text me, please call. All right? Those are the differences. You have one other option that you can configure this number as, and it's an auto response. But in order to have that auto response option, you need to first create an auto responder. And we'll go over that in a second. So we're just going to change this configuration. So, and now we're going to enable it. All right? So now what that means is now this phone number, if you send it a text message, we will receive that text message. It is now configured to receive text message. And just so you know, if you go to this training tab right here, you can get all sorts of training like how to connect your Twilio account. We did just do that. How to connect your email. You can just do that. How to get your first phone number. We just did that. How to configure a phone number. We're doing that right now. All right. So all this same information you can find right here in this training section. So we're going to go back to this phone number. All right. Now check this out. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go to Skype. I'm going to call this phone number. You can see nothing has happened. I called that phone number. Nothing happened. Let me just call him one more time just in case. Nothing happened. That's because I have not configured this guy yet. All right? So let me configure him. I'm going to configure him to receive incoming phone calls. That was pretty hard, right? I just clicked that button, call him again. If you look right up here, you'll see there's an incoming phone call coming from my Stripe account to this phone number, which I've called Lakeland, Florida. If you want to answer that phone call, Now I'm having a conversation with myself. All right. And here's that contact that's just now been added into your system. All right. You want to call this guy back now? There's that phone call coming right into the platform. All right. Also showing up on my Skype right here. All right. All right. So I've configured that. All right. I've configured that phone number. Now he's receiving incoming phone calls. He's receiving incoming text messages. All right. So there's more configuration options you can do here. You can go in and record an intro audio. All right. You can upload your audio. Do you want a professional to do it, or you can record it yourself? Hey, this is John Vaughn's phone. I may or may not be busy. If you give me 1 second, I'll try to see if I'm available to answer your phone. All right. So I'm just going to record some audio. Now I've made the audio recording. I'm going to come back over here to Skype. I'm going to call that same number again. Hey, this is John Vaughn's phone. I may or may not be busy. If you give me 1 second, I'll try to see if I'm available to answer your phone. Now you'll see this phone call come in. There's that phone call coming in right there. Now I can answer it. Be talking to myself again. All right. These are your call recordings from these conversations. So that's what these are. They're your call recordings from these conversations that you're having. All right. So now that's configured. Now he's got an intro audio. Now whenever somebody calls my phone, the first thing that they're going to hear is that intro audio. If you want to disable it, then you can just disable it. They won't hear that audio anymore. All right. So if you want them to hear it, then you just need to enable it. They'll hear your intro audio. All right. Other things you can do, you can create a voicemail message if you want, so that if you don't answer, it's going to go into voicemail. You can upload your voicemail message. Call forwarding, you have call forwarding as well. So if you want to forward those numbers, if you don't answer them, you just give me a phone number, add that guy. All right. What does that look like? Let me turn off this audio here. Let me call this guy back. Now you see, here comes my phone call. If I don't want to answer it, I'll just hang up. You'll see he'll come to my Skype right now. See? He's on my Skype right now. He's being forwarded right now. If I answer this guy, which my Skype is being weird. My Skype's being so weird. See, my Skype is just acting so weird right now. Hold on. See if I can. Come on, Skype. I'm going to hang it up because my Skype's being weird. So I just hung it up because my Skype's being weird. But he got forwarded to my, he just got forwarded to my Skype. All right. But the difference, there's a difference. You see, there's instant call forwarding. All right. The difference is, if you don't turn on instant call forwarding, first we're going to try to send the call to the browser if you're logged in. We're first going to try to send the call to the browser so you can answer from the browser if you're logged in. If you're not logged in, then we forward it. If you don't answer in the browser, then we forward it, okay? If you don't want it to come to the browser at all, then you just come in and you turn on instant call forwarding. And then you'll see whenever I call this guy now, the call will never come into the browser. It will come straight to my Skype. And you see it coming in on my Skype down here on the screen. So now I'll be on the phone with myself. It's coming into my Skype right here. All right. But you never seen it come into the browser. Talking to myself. All right. So it never came into the browser. So those are your configurations. Those are your configurations for incoming phone calls. And to answer your question, iPhone, today we're just having a community day. So this software, if you want this software, it costs $97 a month, because the only way that you can get it is through our community membership, and our community membership costs $97 a month, and you get access to this software, and you get access to a bunch of other tier 5 softwares as well. You'll see, if you stay on this video, you'll see that this software alone is worth about $500 a month. If you just watch this software and see what it can do, because I'll show you how, if you don't even have anybody that you know, that you can go in and click a couple buttons, and then you can have a whole list of a couple thousand people. You can make phone calls, text messages, emails, and get them calling you and start making sales for whatever you're doing, considering you have an offer and you know how to sell it. If you don't have an offer and you don't know how to sell it, then if you want to just spam a bunch of people, you can do that. So we're configuring our number. For all intents and purposes, our number's configured. We can receive incoming text messages. We can receive incoming phone calls, all right? Now, if we want to, whenever we receive incoming phone calls, if we want to put them through an IVR, like a pre-qualification process, we can do that. If we want to put them into a conference, we can do that as well. We can put them into a conference line, all right? So, but for right now, our number's pretty much configured. We can enable SMS notifications and emails. That way, whenever somebody sends you a text message to this phone number right here, you can forward that to your cell phone and see that you got a message, or you can forward that to your email address and see that you got a message, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an autoresponder real quick. All right, I'm going to create this demo autoresponder real quick. And then I'm going to add in a response. All right. So what an autoresponder is an autoresponder is just a basic AI, like a chatbot, that allows you to go in and put keywords and keyword phrases. And if people send you a text message that match those keyword phrases, we'll automatically respond with some message. All right. So you'll see how all this comes to place in just a minute. All right. So now I've got my phone number set up, everything's configured. Now I need to use the system, all right? So really what I want to do is I want to create a list where I'm going to put some people on that list, all right? So right now I'm going to create a demo list. All right? Now that I have a list, I can put some people on this list right here. All right, so now I have a list. I don't have anybody on this list, all right? So, Shelly, can I add you to my list? You got a cell phone?
Yep, I do. 662-609-4385.
All right, if I want to add your email, I can. I'm going to skip that for now. All right, now look, I've got Shelly here. So now if I want, I can do a couple things. All right, I can just click on Shelly. And I can just say, hey, F name. And it's going to say, hey, Shelly. And then Shelly probably got a message. If I come over here, I can see I've got an outgoing message right here that says, hey, Shelly. So I'm going to come back to my phone number real quick, and I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this response right here. I'm going to change this from a no response to an auto response. And I'm going to select that demo autoresponder that I created just a second ago. All right? So let's look at that autoresponder. We only have one thing. All right, so let's add something else. All right, so I'm just adding in some keyword phrases. Who is this? Who are you? Who am I speaking to? What is your name? Okay. All right, so now I've got that. And then I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to come to my dashboard real quick, and I'm going to add a new list. And this I'm going to call this list. I'm going to call interested. I'm going to call this price check. All right, and this is going to represent people who have asked me for prices on my services or the offer that I have. All right. Because I think that might be important. If somebody asks me for a price on something, I personally think that they may be more willing to buy something since they're expressing interest in the cost, right? So I'm going to come back to my autoresponder. And if you notice, I had this, how much does this cost? What is the price? All right. So I'm going to edit this guy. I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to move this person over to my price checklist. All right. So if this person, if somebody sends me a text message like this, I'm going to respond back to them with the price to join the Tier 5 community. And I'm going to give them a link to this page, I think. All right, so now this is all good. All right, so now let's have an automated conversation with Shelly. All right, let's see. Here's Shelly. Ask me what my name is, Shelly. Now, one thing that I want you to keep in mind is that whenever you change your configuration, you have to re-enable your messages. So if you notice, Shelly is actually sending me these informations, and I can see she just sent me, what is your name? And my auto response should have fired on this, and I know it hasn't fired because if I look, I can see that no response has went out to her. I can see that I've sent her a message, and she sent me all these messages, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and enable. Now I can have an automated message with Shelly. Now I can have an automated conversation to some extent with her, okay? She can go in and send me some text message. And you look, it's blue. Her message is nice and blue now. She sent me a message, what is your name? And I can see I've responded to her. This is John. How are you today, Shelly? All right. She's also sent me, what is the price? I've said the cost to join the Tier 5 community is $97. You can learn more here. So you can see I've just had a completely automated conversation with Shelly. She's messaging me. Are you happy you're getting the information that you're requesting, Shelly? Look, what did I do? Nothing. All right. Now, if I come back to my list and I come to this demo list, uh-oh. Okay. I think I copied her and I didn't move her. Let's see. something happened wrong there, but that's no big deal. The good thing is she's exactly where I need her to be at. She's on my price check. Now that she's checked my price, she's right there on that list. So I can come in, and when I look at this list of people, I can understand that, you know, Shelly is a more qualified person than just these people on this demo list, because she's asked me for my prices. And as you saw, this entire thing has been automated, right? I sent her out a message, hey, Shelly, and she's been like, who is this? And I'm like, hey, this is John. How are you today, Shelly? And she's like, hey, I'm great, but what's the price of this? And I'm like, hey, the price to join Tier 5 is $97 a month. You can learn more here. She's like, great, I'll go check it out. And then I moved her from that demo list. I moved her from that demo list to that price list. So you see how that all worked. All right. So now I've got my autoresponder set up. I can see my incoming text messages. I can see my outgoing text messages. I can automate a lot of that. I think something else that I might do is I also want to automate my. All right, so let's just do this. Let's call Shelly real quick. Let's go to her price check. And I'm just going to call Shelly, and I'm going to say, hey, I need to record some audio real quick. Yeah, hey, this is John calling from Tier 5. Actually, we're running a promo in your area for digital marketing services, and I wanted to see if you guys would be interested in chatting about your digital marketing. So that's going to be my audio. All right. And then I'm just going to go in and pick this right here. I'm going to send this to Shelly. And this is going to take about 1 minute usually for these things to actually get processed and go out, because they got to go into an actual job queue and everything. So, but in about 60 seconds, usually it will send out this call, and then she'll get that call coming in on her. She'll get that call coming in on her phone, and we'll just wait for her to. We'll wait for Shelly to get that phone call and see if we can hear the audio that comes in. And remember, if you ever have any issues, you can just always come right in here to this little guy right here and put in a support ticket by going to customer service and saying that you wanna submit a bug. You'll find that in any of our softwares. I really would have thought that you would have got a phone call already, Shelly.
Hello.
Waiting for your phone to ring. For digital marketing services, and I wanted to see if you guys would be interested in chatting about your digital marketing. All right. So now she got a phone call right on her phone call. So now she may be calling me in. All right. Now I just did this to Shelly, but imagine that I did this right here. All right. Because here's one of the things that I can do. I can come in here and I can say, hey. I can come in here and I can say, hey, look, I want to find some. What is today? The 25th. So I'm going to say 8/24. And then I want to find some domains that were created on 8/24. All right. And I want to look for cell phone numbers because that's what I care about. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go in, and now this is just going to take some time. All right. And now I'm going to actually go in and generate some leads from this right here. And these are going to be leads that are domain leads. These are going to be people who have just recently registered a domain. These guys particularly registered a domain on 8/24. So yesterday, these guys just bought a domain yesterday. So it's very likely that they could need some type of services. All right. So now I know I'm going to want to wait for some time. All right. But I can see right now I already have 18 leads right here. All right. Why do I want to wait for some time? Because if I refresh this page, I'm going to see that now I have 22 leads. If I refresh this page again, I'm going to see that now I have 25 leads. If we just wait here for some time, refresh this page again, I got 29 leads. All right. So whenever I run this search, I'm going to want to wait like an hour because it depends on how many leads I have for that day, how long it will take this to populate, because all of these guys, I have to essentially go in and grab this data from an API, and then I got to take this phone number and hit another API and make sure it's a valid phone number and validate it. But right now I got 29 leads. If I refresh this, now I have 43 leads. So you can see, and these are people who just all registered a domain. Like for example, this is, I don't know what their name is, but they registered this domain right here. All right. So they just registered that domain. This is Taylor Burns, and they registered rarebitly.com. And that's a new WordPress website coming soon, powered by Bluehost. All right. So, but this could be a good person for me because I see that they're kind of serious about stuff. They at least have a secure website. They at least have a coming soon page, and they just bought this. So they are taking this kind of a little bit serious. Maybe they don't have a developer or something yet. I'm not sure, but they are a little bit more serious than the last person that I just looked at, right? So that's why you want to wait, is because you keep waiting. Now I got 77 leads here, all right? There's 77 people that have all just registered a domain, all right? And we can go in and just engage with these people, all right? First thing I want to do, though, go create an IVR. We'll call this demo. All right. So what's an IVR? It's an interactive voice response. It is essentially you asking input from a user. It's what you hear when you call your bank, and you call your bank, and your bank says, "Hey, thanks for calling Chase to report your card lost or stolen. Press 1 to, find the branch nearest you. Press 2 to speak to a customer service representative. Press 3, and then you press 3, and they're like, please enter your 26-digit account number to move forward." And you're like, that's an IVR, all right? So we're going to create one of those right now. We just created one, but it's got nothing. So we're going to go in and configure it up real quick, and you're going to see how fast and easy it is. We're going to create our first step. Do you want to go pay somebody to do professional audio for you? Go pay them. Let them do the professional audio. Give us that audio file. Don't want to pay somebody because you are a professional and you produce professional audio? Record it right in our system. Hey, this is John from Tier 5. Thank you so much for calling. If you're interested in digital marketing services, press 1. If you're interested in software development services, press 2. To talk to your account representative, press 3. If you wish to unsubscribe from our mailing list, press 4. All right. So now I'm going to collect some numeric input right here, and I'm done. I'm going to add some options. I'm going to add option number 1. All right. I'm going to record some audio. And here I could kind of do the exact same thing if I wanted to. I could go in and say, so I understand you're interested in digital marketing services. Tier 5 provides very high-end digital marketing services. If you have a budget of over $5,000 a month, press 1. If you have a budget of less than $5,000 but over $2,000 a month, press 2. If your budget is less than $2,000, press 3. And now you can understand that I can actually start to walk this person through my process. Let's say this person presses 3. I can be like, sorry, Tier 5 doesn't provide services for people who have less than a $2,000 budget. I'm going to connect you to one of our partner sisters who can take care of you. And now at this point, anybody that's less than $2,000, I can take them and I can just dish them off to somebody else. I can refer them to somebody else who will service them and have everything recorded in my platform on all the clients I'm sending to this person, and I can just make money from that, because I don't want somebody that has less than $2,000 a month. For me to work with you, I want you to have at least $2,000 a month, because if not, then you're going to be, if you guys haven't realized that the more money that you get from somebody, the easier they are to deal with, all right? The less money that you get from somebody, they're always going to be a harder client, always. They're always going to have higher expectations. They're always going to be higher to demand. They're always going to be harder to please. The dude that can pay you $10,000 a month, you want to know why he's easy to please? Because he got $10,000 a month to pay you, which means he probably got like $100,000 a month sitting somewhere, right? So he's just overall more happy because he just overall has more money. So the dudes with less money, I don't want to work with them because they're just always aggravating. So I'm sending them somewhere else. So you can see what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is I'm going to get some more numeric input here. All right? Okay. So I understand you're... Okay. So sometimes that happens. I'm just going to create that step again. I'm just going to create that step one. If you're interested in... That guy didn't save for some reason. I'm not sure why he didn't save. So I'm just going to try him again and see what happens. That guy still didn't save. I don't understand why that first guy saved and that second guy didn't save. But if this were to happen to you, what would be the easiest thing for you to do? You just put in a little bug report right here in our chat bot and say, hey, this didn't work. And then, like I said, that feeds right into an engineer. They'll go in and actually fix everything, all right? So what I'm going to do is to work around here. I'm just going to try this one more time, though, just because it's bugging me that it didn't actually work. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not actually going to pick any audio. Can I not do audio with that guy? I'm pretty sure that I can add that guy in there. No, he definitely wants some audio. So I'm going to give him some audio. He got some audio. He's still going to say, give me audio. All right. So again, like I said, if this was to happen to you, what you would do is you would just put in that, and then that would be fixed. It looks like something just happened with that audio player. And these things get resolved really, really quickly if you have issues with them. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to consider that this guy is good enough for my, this guy is actually good enough. All right. What I could do, though, what I probably could do is there's always a way to work around stuff. And what I probably could do is I could probably come right in here and just work around stuff by, hey, what is this? Yeah, hey, this is John calling from Tier 5. Actually, hey, this is John Vaughn's phone. I may or may not be busy. Okay. These are my audios that I already have. This would be the audio that I need for that option 1 whenever you press option 1. So I'm going to save this as option 1 and save that audio. And then what essentially I could do is just download that audio right there and come back to my IVR, come over here to my options. I'm going to try this one more time. Option 1, just record an audio. you hit option 1. I'm pretty sure this was like digital marketing. And say I want some numeric input. That guy said he doesn't like that, so I'm going to upload audio, and then I'm just going to take that dude right there and put him right there, and then I'm going to submit. All right, so now I have that information there. All right, I would do the same thing for option 2 for all my options. All right, you can understand that this is going to be the same process for every one of your options. The only thing I want you to understand is that this is step 1. All right. Whenever somebody first calls you. If you're step 1, you're going to ask people for different options. You need to add options to that step 1. All right. So essentially, I've got option 2, and you can see this is step 2, option 1. So that means this step 1 right here has asked you for some data, and you've given option 1, which is now you're on step 2. All right. So here, if you're going to ask for some data here, which you are, you need to add an option here. Here, I did ask for some data. I gave you 3 different price ranges, right? I said you could be this price, this price, this price, 1, 2, or 3. So here, you're going to do the exact same thing. And then here, I could do something like hang up the phone on them. All right, let's say this is option 3. All right, this is option 3. I could be like, hey, sorry, you don't have enough money to work with tier 5. And then I could hang up the phone. All right, probably wouldn't be the best thing to do, but that's what I'm going to do. And now you can see that this is step number 1. This is step number 2. This is step number 3. All right. Now you can see if I go in, if I want to add another option here to step number 1, I need to go to step number 1 and add an option to step number 1. If I want to add an option over here to step number 2, if they hit option 1, then I need to come right here. So just keep in mind how this is actually working out kind of like a tree, right? Here's the top of your tree. This is that step 1 right here. All right. From here, you know that you did what? You said, hey, you got option 1, you got option 2, you got option 3. All right. Then I've created this option 1 right here. From here, I told you had another option 1, you had another option 2, you had another option 3. All right. I've created that option 3, you see, step number 3, option 3, right here. You see this is step number 1 right here. This is step number 2 right here. And this is step number 3 right here. So this is 3, 3, which is this guy right here. All right, hopefully that makes sense. All right, because hopefully you understand that you could decide that, hey, on this option 1 right here, you want to have a new option, all right, called option 99. And you want that to be an employee directory where you have 3 different employees, 5, 7, and 15. All right, just arbitrarily. Now, how would I create that? Really easily. I would go in, look, I want to add this option 99 right here to option 1. So I'm going to find step 1, and I'm going to hit add options. And I'm going to add option 99, and then I'm going to give them some audio because he wants some audio. And then I'm going to say, hey, if they hit option 99, I need some more numeric input because I'm going to ask them, for something. All right. So now I've done that, and now you can see that this is step number 2. And it's option number 99. And here I need to give them 3 options. So I'm going to give them those options, and that option was 5. Give them some audio. And here I'm going to send them to voicemail because they're going to that employee. All right. So now you can see that this is option 3. This is step 3. Option number 5. So this guy would be that guy right there. This guy. All right. So hopefully that all makes sense to you and how you can use this. Hopefully now you can understand how you can use this to make a decision tree and to make a pre-qualification tree where only if they qualify and they get through right here, this is the only way that they can get to your actual cell phone and they can talk to you. All right. If they don't want your service, if they say, hey, unsubscribe me, if they don't have your budget, if they're not in one of the industries that you really like to work with, any of your pre-qualification things, you can just hang up on them and give them a message and say, hey, or you can send them to voicemail. You can say, hey, I'm busy right now, can't talk to you. Can you leave a message? But if they go through the right combination of options, which means they're completely pre-qualified and ready to buy from you, then at that point, you can decide, hey, get this dude on the phone with me. All right. That's really why you want to go in and set up your IVR. I know a lot of these users that use my software, they don't go in and take the time to set this up. And that's why you guys aren't millionaires, and it's why you're not rich, because you're spending a lot of your time talking to people who aren't qualified and aren't ready to buy stuff from you. Where what you should be doing is you should be taking those people, routing them through a tree like this, and getting and dropping people off to your cell phone that are pre-qualified. At least they have put in all the right options that have matched them, so you know that this is a perfect person for me. This person has answered all my questions correctly, and because they've answered all my questions correctly, I think I could want to work with them, so I'm going to get them on the phone with me. If they haven't, like in my option, they have a budget less than $2,000. I don't want to work with that person. So guess what? I'm not going to put that person on the phone with me, talk to them for 15 minutes, and then come around to, well, how much money do you have? Oh, well, I just have a $500 a month budget. Well, guess what I just did? I just wasted 15 minutes of my time, dude. I'm going to pre-qualify you on my phone, and I'm just going to ask you on my phone, what's your budget, buddy? And you're going to tell me, and if you put in that option that is my ideal budget, we can speak. If you're under the budget that I want, then guess what? I'm just going to give you a message and be like, sorry, buddy. You need to first get some more money and then call me back, Probably we'll do something a little nicer than that. So now you can see we have our IVR built, all right? So I'm going to show you how easy it is to attach this IVR to your phone number. You just come to your phone number, you hit configure, and then you just come over here, you pick your IVR, here's your demo IVR, and then you just click that you want to enable it. All right, let's call that number back. Hey, this is John from Tier 5. Thank you so much for calling. If you're interested in digital marketing services, press 1. If you're interested in something. This would be the audio that I need for that option 1. Whenever you press option 1. So you see how the IVR worked. I should have probably hit option 3 right here because I hit an option that didn't exist. But you see how that guy came in and he actually routed in. Now in these options, you have different options that you can have. None, if you pick none, that means you're going to disconnect the phone after they hear this audio. The phone's going to hang up. If you hit numeric input, that means you're going to wait for them to smash some more buttons on your phone. What buttons are they going to smash? Whatever buttons you told them to smash. If you say, hey, type in 999 to be connected, or, you can actually, this way you can actually put in, you can actually now create an IVR that is a password protected route to your cell phone. And you can tell your most important clients, if it's an emergency, call me and type in 666. And whenever they call you, they can type in 666, and that's the only thing that actually will connect them to your phone. And you'll know at that point, hey, it's an emergency. So numeric input, you're waiting for them to smash some buttons on their phone. Forward, you're obviously going to take the incoming call and you're going to forward it to another phone call, wherever you want. This could be your customer service line. This could be your tech support line. This could be your cell phone or people who work for you cell phone. It could be another Twilio number. It could be another number that you have inside Text in Bulk that you have routed to go 15 places. So let's say you're selling a product and you got 15 people that work for you, and they're your salespeople, right? You can have this whenever somebody presses the magic option, you can route them into another number that you set up in Text in Bulk to be your sales number that you have set up to forward to 15 people simultaneously, because you can do that in Text in Bulk. If you go back into that number configuration, and I'll show it to you, you can add in 15 different numbers, and whenever somebody calls your phone number, we're going to forward that call to 15 people, and whoever answers it first is going to be who the lucky person is that gets to get that sale. So you can forward it to another number. or you can forward it to a voicemail. You can have it go to a voicemail where they can leave you a message, or you can have it send out a text message, all right? When you have it send out a text message, you can send 2 people a text message. You can send a message to whoever you want, all right? So let's say somebody comes into, let's say something like this, all right? Let's say somebody comes in, they call my phone number, all right? Here comes an incoming phone call. They call my phone number, all right? And they hear this message, and it's like, hey, this is John from Tier 5. Thanks for calling Tier 5. For sales, press 1. To talk to your project manager, press 2. For tech support on Tier 5 softwares, press 3. All right? So now they press 3. Now that routes them in to tech support. All right? Now that they're here, I'm like, so you need tech support for a Tier 5 software product. For RoboContact, press 1. For text and bulk, press 2. Blah, blah, blah. All right? So they press 2 for text and bulk. All right? And text and bulk, I'm like, all right, if you're calling because you can't get into your account and you need to reset your password, press 1. So now they press 1. All right? When they press 1, I can essentially say, hey, send out an SMS that says this content, this user, some user is an idiot, to this number, to my cell phone. All right? And send out a password reset link to the caller. So now this caller is going to get a text message with the password reset link, and whoever I put in here, let's say my own phone number, I'm going to get a text message that says you've got a user that is an idiot and doesn't know how to reset their password. All right? So those are the difference in the 2 things here. One, if whenever they say, hey, I want to send out a text message, this is going back to whoever called your phone. All right? So the caller, the person that called the IVR and hit option 6 that you said, hey, send a text message to, he will receive this message. All right? This message goes to anybody that you want. You just need to put in their phone number right there. All right? Does that make sense? So for example, I could be collecting leads. And I could send out Shelly a message that, you know, somebody, hey, here's a new lead. And I could send this guy out a message, Shelly will be contacting you soon, right? So now this guy's went through, he's hit this option, and he said, yes, I want to talk to Shelly. I can send Shelly a text message that says, hey, someone's wanting to talk to you. And I can send them a message, hey, just wait a couple minutes, Shelly will get in touch with you. All right? So those are your options that you have whenever you do an IVR for right now. And then you also have actions, so you can also include actions. So for example, in your IVR, you can have option 5, all right? And option 5 can be no action, all right? And you can delete. This could be an option. If you want to unsubscribe from our calling list, press 5. Now the person presses 5, you give them an audio, you've been unsubscribed, sorry to bother you, and you delete this dude from the system. He's deleted out of your system completely now, so you don't bother him again. All right? That's the perfect use case for that. Very easy. And you can see this is very easy to go in and actually create your IVR. You have to think of your thought process, though. You need to go in. It's your job to go in and create this map, right? Create these options and these decision trees and decide, hey, if this dude gets here, hang up the phone. If he gets here, you know, send him over here. If he gets over here, hang up the phone. And only if he gets right here, forward that to my cell phone, right? Every other option, if he gets here, I'm going to hang up the phone. Now my caller is going to come inside here. He's going to hear some audio. If he comes over here, he's not a good client for me. If he comes over here, he may be a good client for me, but if he comes over here, not a good client for me. So if he comes over here, maybe a good client. If he comes over here, nope, not a good client. If he comes over here, yeah, I think this guy's my perfect client. So I'm going to get this guy connected on the phone with me, all right? And that way, you can have 1 million people call you, and only these people that answer the questions the way that you want them to answer to be a perfect client for you will ever reach your phone. Everybody else, you want to know what you can do here? I'll tell you exactly what you can do here. If you want to be a beast, you can take all these, and instead of hanging these off, you can forward them to your competitors. All right? No shit. These dudes right here that are not your ideal client, you forward these guys to your competitors. You send them off to your competitors. Done. End of story. Now your competitors are getting, you're creating all this outbound traffic, because that's what I'll show you how to do, how you can actually send all this outbound traffic, which will generate a splurge of inbound traffic that you can weed out and you can filter out. And the ones that are interested in buying, they'll get on your phone. The ones that aren't interested and they just want to yell at somebody, send them to your competitors, man. Your competitors will be getting phone calls all day long, people yelling at them. And when people do call them and want to buy their stuff, they'll be so aggravated and they'll just be thinking, oh, there's another dude's going to yell at me. Like, stop calling me. And the dude's going to be like, well, you know, I did have $100K to spend in marketing, but since you're going to yell at me, I'm going to call that other dude down the street, and you're the other dude down the street. So you can do that if you want. It works. I've done it before. Anyways. Now you can see how easy it is to actually set up the IVRs, and I showed you how easy it is to go in and actually configure those IVRs, all right? So now it hasn't been so long because we've been talking, but you can see maybe you'd end up spending a day to figure out all your mappings and stuff, but you can see now how we've set up an automation to automate incoming text messages for us, and an automation to pre-qualify and screen all incoming phone calls to us, right? You see how much time we're saving ourselves here? This is gonna pay off so much in the long run, especially if we think, let's come back to our list that we forgot about. Now I got 201 people on my list here, all right? Now I got 201 people on my list here, all right? So let's go do a practical scenario here. Let's create a new autoresponder. I'm going to call this domain leads. All right, so here's this. I'm going to go into domain leads and I'm going to say, who is this? Who are you? Your name, speaking to, and then I'm also going to say who this. All right, so that's going to be one of my auto responses here, and I'm going to show you why I'm doing this. All right, so now you can see what I'm going to be answering here. They're going to be saying, hey, where did you get my information? How did you get my number? You know, where did you get my phone number? How did you get my contact info?
Hey, John.
What's that?
Are you since you registered the domain, can you actually pull in the tag since you registered and then website?
Yeah, and I'm about to do that here in a second. So here in just a second, we're about to do that.
Okay.
So hopefully you're keeping up with everything that I'm doing here. I'm just actually creating a little sequence of messages, just trying to think of what these people could be saying to me. All right. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to come back into here. And I'm going to buy a new phone number. And I'm just going to look in 812 because I like 812 area. I'm going to select this guy. I'm going to go to my dashboard real quick. You see, this is why you need a nice name. I'm going to call this domain leads because this is specifically who I'm going to contact with this phone number is domain leads. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to set up my configuration, and you can see how fast this is. I'm going to set up an auto response, and I'm going to select that domain leads. And then I'm also going to come in here. Now, what I could do if I wanted to be really, really useful is I could set up an IVR, and I could walk them through, hey, do you want to make it private? Yes, they want to make it private. Hey, who did you register your domain with? For GoDaddy, press 1. For Bluehost, press 2. For Namecheap, press 3. And then I can just deliver them to customer service lines, right? So then they're going to get a huge utility from me. They're going to call me wondering who I am. I'm going to tell them, hey, you know, my name's John. I work with Tier 5. I run a free service just to educate people about, you know, domain privacy and why it's important. If you'd like to learn more about domain privacy, press 1. If you'd like to go ahead and get your domain privatized now, press 2. If you want to unsubscribe, press 3. If they press 1, what can I do? I can essentially give them some information, right? Be like, hey, here's some information, and then I can ask them, do you want to privatize your domain? If they hit 1, then I can route them to a thing that says, who did you register your domain with? Was it GoDaddy? Press 1. Was it Bluehost? Press 2. And for each of those options, I can just go Google the customer support number for those guys and stick that in, forward them there. Now they call my phone, and they are going to get all this information from me, and then they're going to be dropped off to GoDaddy, and then they're going to be like, hey, thanks a lot, John. You really helped me out. All right. And then when I try to sell them the service, they're gonna listen to me because I first helped them out, so they're gonna actually listen to me. For now, I'm just going to record an audio. Hey, this is John, and actually, if you received a phone call or text message from me, I was just wanting to let you know about your domain registration and the fact that you made it public. So if you want to talk about that, then just hold on just a second. I'll see if I'm available, and we can have a chat. Hey, this is. All right, so now I'm going to enable this guy. Great. Now my phone number is all set up. And then I'm going to do something that I like to do. I'm going to add an SMS template, and it's going to be called new domain registration. All right. All right, it's just going to say, hey, first name, did you recently register, whatever the domain is. All right, that's all this message is going to say. And then I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to come back over here to my autoresponder. So that's going to be that. Now my autoresponder set up. Now I'm going to come back to my list over here. I'm going to show you how simple this can be once you get everything set up. You do have to spend a little bit of time getting things set up and using your brain on what you want to do. And again, just keep in mind that I am not a marketer or a salesperson. I'm a software engineer. So if I can do this, you should be able to. So now I'm just going to get all those 201 people. I'm going to send them a text message. And I'm going to send that template right there. I'm going to pick my domain leads number. And I'm going to send this message to them right now. Now, one thing I want to make sure that I do real quick, in case I forgot it. Sometimes I forget it. And I did forget it. Just going to enable that so I actually get my messages. Make sure that's enabled. All right? Make sure that is enabled, because if you don't enable that, you're not going to get incoming messages and you're going to be like, why is nobody messaging me? So I'm going to look over here and see. Here's all my outgoing messages right here. And you can see it says, hey, Ben, did you register? Blah, blah, blah. All right. And I can see somebody has messaged me back already. He says, ¿Quién es? All right. So this is a Spanish person asking me, who is this? As you can see. So I don't have his name. And that's all the messages that I got so far. But if I wait, look, there's one right there. He said, who is this? And as you can see, he's been automatically responded to. So you can see how that works. I sent this out to him, and he said, who is this? And look, I automatically responded to him right there. So you can see how that works. Now, if I had a whole bunch of people messaging me, I'm not having to do much right there. The software is taking care of it. See, look at all these. All blue. See how this works? Yes. All right, this guy said yes. Guess what? He's walking down my conversation. So you can see how this software alone is worth a lot more than $97 a month if you actually know how to use it. All right? You see, I just sent him a random little message. That didn't take me much time. It took me about 15 seconds to go in, because I created a template, and I know I'm going to send this message every day, every time people register domains. All right? So, hey, did you register this? He said, yes. Great. Guess what? Here's my next message. What did I have to do? Nothing. This guy, who is this? See all the blue ones? The blue ones are good, because the blue ones mean that you're saving. Look, here's a phone call. Oh, it's John. All right, so they hung up. So I'm just going to delete those guys because I don't care about them. Look at all my blue ones. See all these incoming messages? Look how many of them I'm auto-responding to, and I don't, like every one of these people is a message I didn't have to read, I didn't have to respond to. How much time did that just save you? Seriously, how much time do you think that saved you? This guy said not recently. Cole Stevens. This guy said stop. Not sure why my auto response didn't actually trigger on him. Should have triggered, but it didn't. I'm just going to delete him because he wants me to stop. So he's just going to get deleted. No big deal. He's out of there. This one also didn't fire for some reason. I think this one should have fired. But you can see how well this is working. Yes, I did. What's up? What's up is you need domain privacy. That's what's up. You need to have some domain privacy. All right. I could go in and add this, and I could go in right now what I did before. All right. And you can verify this, actually. You can verify by this just by, here's an incoming phone call. Hello, this is John.
That was a very interesting message. Hi, John. You text me about the domain name.
Yeah, yeah, is this Candy?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, Candy, the security lady. Actually, I was just messaging you just to make sure that you understood, and you probably do if you're the security lady, that you made your registration public and what goes on with the public registration, and that it wasn't private.
Oh, yes, yes, I know that.
Okay, that's all I call about, because there's, you know, I do free campaigns, and there's a lot of people, unfortunately, like a lot of older people, even hipsters today, even millennials, they register a domain and they don't understand what domain privacy is, and they like put their personal information with their domain registration, and then they can't, you know, do their normal everyday stuff because everybody's just blowing up their information.
Yes, yes, I'm fully aware of that. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, no problem. It looks like you're a feller Hoosier, huh?
More or less, yes.
Cool. Well, that's where I went to college at. I went to college at IU.
Okay, good deal.
Great. Well, I don't want to bug you and take up your day, so I just wanted to make sure that you knew about that domain registration. But I am an engineer, so if you need some help with technology or anything, just feel free to give me a call or something, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Candy.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Now you see that? I've got a positive relationship with Candy. I never met her before, right? So hopefully you can...
I've done that so many times, John. I've sent these out and gotten, you have to be sitting right there when you do this. Well, I wouldn't say you have to. It's you want to catch those calls when this happens, because you want to get them and talk to them right away. And that's what I love about this software, is I can do this, and within 5 to 10 minutes, I start to get messages and I start to get calls. Yeah.
Correct. And you look, see, here's all the messages that I got, literally just from that. And I got 2 pages full of messages now. A lot of them I'm going in and auto responding to automatically. All these blue ones I've auto responded to. So the rest of them I need to go in and manually resolve, and go in and actually look at that message and read that message and see, you know, what they're talking about. Like, what's Matt saying here? He probably sent me a couple messages here. So look, he said, yes, I did. Who is this? All right. Look, I sent him both my messages. He fired both keywords in one message. He said, yes, I did. Fired this message right here. Who is this? Fired this message right here. All right. So we've kind of covered over. We've kind of covered sending outbound messages, setting up our autoresponder, setting up our IVR. Kind of covered templates, because you see me go in and actually create these SMS templates. You can create audio templates. You can create email templates as well, because obviously on your list here, if you want, you can go into your list and you can grab all these guys. If you want to send them an email, you can just send them an email out, considering you've connected your email address. All right. So we've went over all that. We haven't kind of went over a list, and the lists are really simple, so I'm just going to run you through everything. All right. SMS keywords, I would just recommend you don't worry about that at all and don't use it. I'm actually even thinking about removing it from the system. All right. But this SMS keyword, for example, you can come in here and add keywords like promo. And if somebody texts any one of your numbers promo, they'll be added to this list right here. Those keywords are list keywords. But you can, now that we added actions to the autoresponder, you can do the same thing through your autoresponder as well, and then be able to control specific numbers whenever people are texting. That way you can have 5 different numbers, and each number have a promo keyword to it, and each number send people to a different list depending on what you use that number for. So like I said, I would not worry about that at all, that first keywords there whatsoever. Adding leads, this is what we did before. If you want to add in leads to the system one at a time, you can add them in there. You can also add in leads through our Zapier integration as well. Upload a list. If you want to upload a list from ClickFunnels or from wherever you got your leads, just download our sample file, take a look at our sample file, and just match our headers here with the headers in your data, and send us the data formatted like this. As long as you send us the data formatted like this, it will go into our platform. I do want you to keep in mind that the name of our platform right now is Text in Bulk. Everything is essentially driven around being able to send text messages and being able to make phone calls. because of that, if you give us a lead that does not have a phone number, we will not import that lead into our system. All right. So if you were to give me this file right here, you would have no leads in your system because none of them have a phone number. So if you want these guys to, if you don't have phone numbers and you want to import them, then you need to go in and make up a phone number like this. Now they have phone numbers. Now you can import them into the system. All right.
But the question is, the number we make it, once it's in the system, you cannot make the same number again, right? But sometimes we just forget what kind of number we make before.
So then, I mean, from my perspective, if you're putting people in this system, they should have phone numbers. If not, it's going to be really hard for you to contact them from this system. I mean, all you're going to be able to do is email them.
Right, right.
And this is not a platform for emailing, although you can email from our platform, and you can set up campaigns to run emails. The whole premise of this software is hinged around telecommunications, right? Okay. So we're just expecting your leads to have phone numbers because this is a telecommunication thing. We have email as an auxiliary form of communication because, why? Because let's say you're running a software company like me and you do customer support and you got a phone number for each of your softwares and you've got standardized problems that people have, right? So as users log into our software, as users sign up for our software, essentially what I can do is from my software, I can fire data to Zapier, and then I can add those new leads into lists right here in my platform and have all my customers here just segregated, you know, list of my customers here, all right? Now, whenever they call in, I'll see who that customer is, right? I'll have all that information. Let's say they ask me about, you know, how do I create a Google API? Well, guess what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here to my templates over here. I'm going to create some email template called how to create Google API. And I'm going to put in all the information in that template. And then that dude's going to call me and he's going to be like, hey, he's going to call my text and bulk phone number. And, you know, he's going to call me. I'm going to get the incoming phone call and he's going to be like, well, I'm just curious, you know, how do I get a Google API? And I'm going to be like, all right, let me email this dude. Let me pick the Google API template. Let me send that email. And I'll just be like, all right, just check your email. I just sent you an email and it goes step by step exactly how to create that API. If you have any questions, just go ahead and give a call back. Done. End of story. All right. It's an auxiliary means of communication. It is not, the name of the software is not email in bulk because this is not primarily meant to be an email platform, although it can send and receive emails. All right, so here you're going to upload your list. This right here, what this does is it gives you a unique code, and you can go to the Google Play Store if you have an Android device, and you can download our application, and you can stick this code in our application, and you can pick whatever contacts you want from your phone, and you can sync them, and they'll be right on this list from you, okay? You can also tell your friends, go to Google Play, download the Text in Bulk application, use this code, put in this code, and give me all the contacts on your phone. And if any of them purchase from me, I'll give you a 10% commission or something like that. You can have your friends give their contacts from their phones as well. All they have to do is download the application, put the code in the application. This code just determines what list these contacts are going on. If you want to export your data, you can export your data. If you want to delete all these people, you can delete all these people. All right. So these are actions that are essentially actions to the list. Like I said, these SMS keywords, don't worry about these. These are actions that you can do to leads, all right? So you can grab all these guys. You can add them to a campaign. We don't have we don't have any campaigns yet, so we can't add them to a campaign. We can call them. I showed you how to call all those people, all right? So I could go in and I can record one of my I can select one of my recordings. In case I recorded something, I did. I recorded option 1, or I could select an IVR, that IVR that I created. You can create IVRs and send those IVRs outbound. That will allow you to create a feedback channel, right? You can, after somebody purchases, you can send them an outbound IVR and you can ask for feedback about the transaction, right? You can go in and say, hey, how satisfied were you? If you were super satisfied, press 5. If you were, you know, angry, press 1. And then if they press 5, you can say, hey, we're glad you're happy. would you take the time to go to Facebook or Google and leave us a review? If they hit 1, you can be like, oh, well, we're sorry about that. Let me transfer you to customer service so that we can fix everything for you. All right. So you can create those IVRs. You can send them outbound. You can record your audio on the fly if you want. Record your audio. And you can upload audio as well if you want to do a professional audio. So I'm going to record some. Yeah, hey, this is John. Actually, I was just calling to make sure that you realize that when you registered your domain that you made it public information and not private information. So if you're getting a bunch of spam calls like this one, it's because of that public registration. So if you need help figuring out how to make it private, just feel free to send me a text message or call me at this number. All right. And then now I'm just going to select that, and I'm going to call these guys. Just like that. Now all 10 of these people are going to get a phone call. They're going to hear that. If they want, they're going to call me back. Browser dialer. For the browser dialer, I'm going to go to this next page. Let me come back here and make sure those guys are deselected. Yeah. I'm going to go to this next page. I'm going to select these guys, put in a browser dialer. I'm going to give myself, yeah, 15 seconds, I think, in between phone calls. Disposition time is time in between phone calls. And I'm going to call them from domain leads. This is just going to do everything right in the browser. Dude's going to pop up. This is Victor. Victor's phone's ringing. Victor's not picking up, so I'm going to hang up. I'm going to leave a note here. All right, I can see he didn't pick up the phone. I can see the message I sent him. Now my next dude's getting dialed. My 15 seconds ran up. This is Michael. I think it's Michael. Looks like Michael. Michael hasn't responded to my text message. I can see that clearly looking at him. He hasn't actually responded to my text message. Looks like he's also not picking up his phone for some reason. Maybe Michael's really busy. Maybe he's got a job. So I'm going to hang up on Michael. If I want, I can go leave a note again to talk about this phone call. What was the outcome of the phone call that I just had? All right. If I don't, because I'm lazy, I can just be lazy and I can wait for another 4 seconds. And then my next call is going to, my next call is going to automatically pop. It should be Victor again, Victor Morales. But I can see what happened is Victor has, for some reason, an invalid number, and it just has ended my call stack because it is his invalid number right there. So my calls haven't actually continued. They should continue after 15 seconds after that call has actually ended. So let's see. Something happened at Victor. If that happens, you can just hang up that, and then we can just go again from there. And oh, gotta refresh that page to get my browser dialer again. But you understand what the browser dialer is now, right? This is gonna walk you through each and every number that you pick, and it's gonna call them, and it's gonna be a live phone call. Text message, I showed you that text message already. Have all your keywords up here, all right? Put in your message if you don't want to use a template. Pick your phone number. Do you want to call these guys now, or you want to schedule it for later? If you want to schedule it for later, just pick your date and time that you want to schedule it, and then schedule it, and it will get sent out at that date and time. Multimedia message, almost the same. Give your file. I'm going to send all these. You guys would be really, really surprised that all these people that have just registered a domain are very good candidates for your affiliate offer for your website builder. All right?
That's That's exactly what I do, is call them about Builderall.
There you go. And I'm just going to say fname. Did you know?
Can you use the keyword in the subject?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Still have messages coming in, by the way. Still, if you look, how many of them are being auto-responded to? Not all of them. If I wanted all of them, literally I could go in and keep adding information to my autoresponder every single day. After a week or so, if you're doing this, 70–80% of your messages you will not be answering. The software will be answering for you, as long as you keep going into your autoresponder and looking and seeing what things are not triggering auto-responses, editing your autoresponder to include those keywords.
Yes, okay. The question is this will automatically to collect the keyword.
What?
Can autoresponder, can he automatically collect the keyword, the user reply? Maybe some keyword you didn't input in your autoresponder, right?
No, no, it can't. Not right now. That's a really complex AI, so no, it can't right now. But we are thinking about building an integration that will essentially allow you to send out a link to these guys, and that link will just allow them to fill out like a form with their additional information and submit it, which will give us the data back here in case you don't have the data with them. But no, you can't do that right now. But you can send them all out an email. If you want to send them out an email, you can send them all out an email. You can use one of your templates. You can move or copy them from one list to another if you need to move or copy them from one list to another. You can assign them to your sub-users if you have any sub-users, so you can go in and create sub-users, and you can assign them to your sub-users. All right, your sub-users are really special. You'll come over here to user management, and you'll add a new user, and you'll put in their name, their email address, their phone number, and you have to assign them a Twilio number. A Twilio number can only be assigned to one sub-user at a time, all right? So if you have 15 salespeople, you want to have 15 Twilio numbers, because each one is going to get their distinct Twilio number to operate on, all right? They're going to get their own account. They can log into their own account, and their account is very, very limited. They don't have any lead generation. They can't configure autoresponders. They can't configure IVRs. They can only see their list and their leads, and they can only see their message templates and their call history, all right? They can't randomly call a person. They can't just they can't just randomly type in a phone number and call a person. They can only contact people who you have assigned to them, or leads that have came in on the phone number assigned to them, all right? So you, for example, you can come in right here and you can put in any phone number that you want right here, and you can either send a pre-recorded call or you can send a browser call and you can call this person, right? Your agents, your sub-users can't do this. They can only call people that have been assigned to them by you, or people who have contacted the phone number that is assigned to them, all right? So if you've got a phone number out there and you assign it to your sub-users and people text that phone number, your sub-user can contact that person because he's came in on his phone number, all right? So we went through the dashboard pretty much. We went through the list. Contacts are just everybody on your list is all right? So you'll find everybody in the system here on all your lists. Member management just takes you where you can see all your different numbers. If you want to release a number because you no longer want it, you can delete it. If you want to configure it, you can configure it. If you want to buy a new one, you can buy a new one. Templates we went through, these are just your little templates so that you can save and have quick responses for people. Your IVR, that's your interactive voice response. We went through that. We even created a demo. User management, pretty simple. I showed you it's really, really simple. You know, I can go in and put John, and then I can go in and put, you know, like info@thinkvaughn.com, 812-722-4722. And then I can put in none as company. I'll give him Lakeland, Florida. 123456, 123456. Create that dude. All right. Now this guy says he got an email. Let's see if he got an email. No, but I see I made some money. All right. But, oh, it says email has already been taken. That's the thing. Okay, so that email has been taken. So that guy's already a user. So that other guy's already a user. So I'm just going to call this all right. So now that guy's been created. All right. So I'm not honestly sure if he gets a email. He did just get an email that his membership's been canceled from Tier 5. Sorry, buddy. Should have paid your bills. All right. So let's go in here. Let's log in with that account that I just created. And you can see that this dashboard is going to be very different than this dashboard. You can see. All right. So I can see that he's got a list called new leads. There's nobody on it. So I can come over here to my list. I can come over here and I can say, hey, these guys I'm going to assign to a user. I'm going to pick that guy. I can see I've got no way to just call somebody. Like there's no way I can contact. Right now I can't contact anybody. You can see I can't add people to this list. There's no way to add people to this list. Nothing I can do here. All right. I can create a list if I want. I can create a list because I myself as a salesperson may want to keep people segregated in my own little list for my own little process, all right? But I don't have anybody. All I have is this new leads list. So let me go and add some new leads to this guy. Now this guy's got some leads. Now this guy can go in and talk to these leads and deal with these leads, but only these leads. So I can come in here and I can call this person. And it looks like there's a little problem there. He's not having a Twilio number for some reason. But that would also be a little thing. You just go put it in the chat bot, and they'll go in and put that. They'll go in and fix that. So So there's your user management. These widgets are really cool. All right. These widgets, you go in and actually create these widgets, and they actually turn into these guys right here. All right. So they'll turn into that right there. And let's go in and create one, I guess. See if we have a spot where we can actually go in and create one. Let's find a little funnel here. And let's go to this free software funnel bait. Let's come in here and create a widget. We're going to go to this free software funnel bait. So I'm going to put this widget on this domain right here. So I'm going to put in this domain right here. All right. Let's upload a logo. I'm going to upload a logo, free software funnel bait. Where could I find that free software funnel beta? Probably in here in pictures. Probably right in here. Take that small one. Pick the user who's going to take these leads. Decide do you want a call form, call an SMS, or a call form, or just an SMS only form. Here you can record some audio. This is the audio that John Vaughn's going to hear whenever a new lead comes in. Here you can add some SMS content. This is the content that John Vaughn's going to get on his cell phone whenever a new lead comes in. You can decide whether you want to do SMS notifications or email notifications. Select your calling procedure. Do you want to call people all at once or one number after another? We recommend calling all at once. Go to your next step. Select your time zone. I'm going to be in Eastern time, and I want to turn all these guys on. That means I'm going to be open 24 hours a day. People can call me 24 hours a day. If you don't want to be called 24 hours a day, come in and put your schedule. Say, hey, I only want to receive calls from 9 to 5, and that's it. Now, on Monday, leads can only get contacted directly to you from 9 to 5. Do you want this on your website? Do you want it on the mobile version? Grab this code. Here's your code. All right. So now your code is done. Here's your little widget guy right here. And then you can come right over here to ClickFunnels. You can edit this page right here. Go to your settings, tracking code, put this right here in the footer. Save that guy. And this must be free software funnel bait. Make sure this guy is saved. Not sure why that's not working. Wonderful. Thanks, ClickFunnels. Freaking page isn't working. My page ain't working. There's my page. There's my widget there. Give me just 1 second. Let me come look over here real quick and see where that guy's at. That guy's right there. Something really weird just happened there. Not quite sure. My actual user just disappeared from there.
So what is this? This is some kind of calendar or some kind of...
This is this widget right here.
Oh, okay.
This is this little widget. You put it on your website right here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some kind of widget just for the some like booking calendar, this kind of stuff?
Some type of widget for what?
Booking calendar, this kind of.
Don't have any type of. We don't have any type of booking calendar.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Do you have any tool can check websites the traffic source?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
You mean like where the traffic's coming from?
Yes, because if we, for example, if we want to build some people message bot to do some marketing, and I think we have to, if we know his website or whatever don't have enough source coming from, and then maybe that's the is good topic when we talk to them. You say, oh, your web page don't have too many click or don't have too many viewer, and however you create a web page and then blah blah blah. So we provide you this kind of message bot, and then that's what I'm saying. Because there has a one tool. Do you know this tool? Something like spyful.
Never heard of it, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this kind of tool is something like can check your website how regarding your traffic source.
Yeah, I never heard of it before.
Mm-hmm. But it's been a while though.
But we can build about anything. I mean, we can build.
Yeah, I know you can build anything.
We can build anything. We just need time to build it.
Yes, just a matter of the time though. Mm-hmm.
So we went over everything but campaigns here.
Yeah, it's pretty much you go through everything. I just wondering, do we have a record for I don't, probably not, right? Because I sometimes I have a problem. Is the problem I have is really just some kind of setting, you know, just you go through this kind of stuff. You have a setting this one, setting that one. This kind of setting sometimes for me is make me headache.
Right. Well, I mean the settings are pretty important, obviously.
Right. Without a setting, you cannot do anything though. So that's why when I do something, I have some problem. Sometimes probably just the setting is not correct or whatever. So it's cost me a lot of time to figure out how exactly it's setting. Or you say, oh, it's easy. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're going to do more of these community days. So we're going to have more of these community days. And these community days are just for you guys to ask whatever questions you have and learn whatever you need. And hopefully, like whenever I'm going in and doing this stuff, hopefully alongside me, you guys are going in. You guys are going in and essentially doing the same thing. You guys are going to go in and actually set the stuff up as I'm actually setting it up.
Yeah.
It will be set up for you, and then you won't have to. You only have to set it up once, and
right.
it's done.
But however, the text inbox looks like is very powerful. But however, when you have a text inbox, it looks like the robot contact. I don't know what's the how do you say? What's the future? What's the point you want to promote robot contact? except the API. Because the text inbox, you pretty much can do everything, right? So robot contact is just
they're two different things. I mean, RoboContact and text in bulk are meant specifically to work together. You run a campaign and you run a campaign in RoboContact to generate the leads. Can you generate the leads in text in bulk? Sure, you can generate the leads in text in bulk, but you won't get the email and you won't submit the contact us form. So what you do is you go to RoboContact, you generate the leads, and you run your campaign. Simple one-line question, two-line question. Submit their contact us form, send them out an email, then push them over to text in bulk. Now once they're in text in bulk, now you can call them, you can text them, you can email them again. Now you can do the rest of your follow-up outside that initial cold outreach. That initial cold outreach is your initial prospecting. Once you do that, then you can bring them over. Then you can bring them over here into text in bulk.
Oh, okay. Okay, so basically just as you say, they both work together. Okay.
Yeah, they definitely work together. So you definitely want to use them together because they do work together.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is a douchebag. This guy is really dumb.
Give me.
So the campaigns are really easy. Just go in and create a campaign, give it a name, create it. And then you come in and add some content. What do you want? How fast do you want to send it? Let's say immediately. As soon as you add somebody to this campaign, you want to send this content. What content do you want to send? A text message, an email, a phone call? You want to send an email? All right. You want to create an email, or you want to pick one of your email templates? Don't have any email templates. So for me, this could be, welcome to Link Wizard.
If this can be some like a follow-up sequence?
This is your drip sequence, yeah.
But however, the email, for example, the email stuff, can I create 30 email at one time and then I can attach any campaign?
Can you what?
Can I create the email sequence first, put it in somewhere, and then when I create a campaign, I just attach it?
Yes.
Oh.
For that, you would go in here to templates.
Okay.
Go to email templates. Let's add a new template. I can say Link Wizard Day 2.
Oh, okay, I see. I got it. Okay. In the template, when you create one email and then you have option select, you can say follow up, something like that, and how many days after you want to send second, you want to send third, right?
There's my email template. Now I can come back to my campaign. Come back to this campaign right here that has one message. Come to my content. I'm going to add some more content. I'm going to do this 1 day after my previous message. What am I going to do? Send out an email. I'm going to send out this Link Wizard Day 2 email, and that's it.
Oh, okay. So that means in the template, every time you create one email, basically it's separate, right? Basically, what I'm saying is separate is individually, right? It is possible I can link them together.
Link what together?
For example, I create a template day 1. I create a template day 2. I create a template day 3. When I go to the campaign, I just say I want this sequence. I just attach the template day 1, and he will automatically comes up with day 2, day 3, this kind of stuff. So that means I don't need to every time to select.
No, you got to go in and create a campaign. You just got to do exactly what I'm showing you to do right here, Kevin. I mean,
okay.
It's pretty simple. You want to create email templates. You come in over here. You can create an email template. All right. You can create an email template. All right. You want to create more templates. These templates you can use anywhere in the system. All right. So if I come over here to a list right here, if I come to this list, I can come to this list and I can come over here to this person and I can say, hey, I want to send them an email and I want to use this template, Link Wizard Day 2. They're going to get that template now.
Okay, I see.
All right. Yeah. If I want to use this template in my campaign, I'm just going to go to my campaign. And I'm going to pick, hey, what do I want to do? Okay. Well, I want to send this on day 2. I want to send out this template right here, day 2. That's what I'm going to do. So now he's going to use that. If I want a day 3, I can say, hey, after 1 day after the previous one, and I can send him another email, or I can send him a text message, and I can pick one of my templates if I want to do new domain registration. I don't know why I would do that, but if I wanted to do that, I could do that. Pick my number, and then
maybe some kind of broadcast sometimes. Yeah, and at this moment, I use the email a lot. I use the SMS a lot in the text inbox, and the rest I haven't used that much yet.
But pretty simple. So that's campaigns, and campaigns are pretty simple. And that's pretty much everything here in the platform. The only thing we haven't talked about is that these are incoming, outgoing messages. Here. These are ingoing, outgoing phone calls here.
Yeah.
These are voicemails.
Yeah, I have to review this kind of stuff. The IVR, the voicemail, and the autoresponder, this kind of voice stuff. Yeah. I just use the email a lot and the SMS, and I use this one to search some leads.
So we haven't went through those leads. All right, we haven't went through those lead generation. And we haven't talked about the things that you can do with their Zapier integration, which is essentially you can have a trigger whenever you can essentially take data from text in bulk and send it to Zapier and fire a Zapier integration, or some external process can happen and you can tell text in bulk to do something like send an SMS or unsubscribe a user from a campaign, or make an outbound IVR, or making a sales bridge, or syncing leads up. But those are pretty straightforward things to do. So
when we're talking about something like CRS or CMSR, what's that one? I cannot remember.
I'm sorry, what?
When we're talking about CMS or CRS?
CRM?
Oh, CRM, yeah. So what exactly the CRM is doing though?
What is it?
Yeah, what exactly is CRM?
What exactly is a CRM? It's a customer relationship manager. So it allows you to put your customers or your leads and then essentially manage the relationship that you have with them, meaning tag them, track them where they're at in some type of process. Are they a lead? Are they cold? Are they warm? Are they hot? Have they purchased? You know, that's what it's.
Oh, okay. So basically, that's the text inbox can do, right?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. It's not like a full-fledged CRM, but that's what we're building it into, like a full-blown CRM. It's more of just your communication hub of where you're actually going to do your communication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the Hector's, when he promote his message bar, he say you can do something like a CRM, and then so that's why I'm saying, what exactly the CRM we have to do though, if you want to provide to the customer?
Well, a CRM is just a customer relationship manager. So it's where you see your leads and your customers and you have their data. It's where you keep their data at.
Okay. Oh, well, what about my payment? What about that one?
What about what?
My payment. You may say a payment.
Your payment?
Yeah.
What do you mean, what about your payment? I didn't get you.
My credit card expire, so you guys cannot charge me anymore. So, and I received the email and I reply it and nobody responds.
Can you log into the software?
Yes, right now I can log in though. I think you give me again.
What's your monthly payment? $10, right?
I don't know. I can't remember. I remember it's 97.
I don't think you were on a $97 membership. I think that's why I kept your account enabled, because I don't think you were on a $97 membership.
Who told you that?
Hmm?
Check it. I don't know. So that's why I'm saying, how can we update our billing info, this kind of stuff?
Can you send me the email address that you used to sign up with?
Yeah, okay, let me send you my email address. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Slow. Come on. Okay.
There's where you can go through invoicing though and update your credit card information right there.
Oh.
And that's really not the membership that you want to be on. You really want to be on the 197 membership. Is the membership that you want to be on, but.
Yes, I want to be on just as you said, but however, right now nobody under me though.
Then what you need to do is get on the 197 and use that as a motivation to get 3 or 4 people under you.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to do something. So I create some like a Facebook ads and then got a bunch of I saw you that reach a bunch of people, but nobody take action. I don't know what's happening. And then I don't know. And then Facebook just terminated my ads for some kind of stuff. I don't know. It didn't show the ads anymore, so I closed it. But it looks like it's pretty good. And just 2 days, I reached 3,000 people.
Well, that's pretty good. What's that,
Yeah,
Bella?
it's pretty good. But however, don't have any further action. So that's the problem. I don't know.
Well, I
Did
see
you
that
saw
you
my
just went through billing on the 21st, Kevin.
Can you say again?
I see that your payment went through on the 21st of August.
Oh, okay. Probably that's why I'm the account active again.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Bella.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be starting text in bulk yet. I need to get some income coming in first. But I've kind of been watching a little bit and playing around with it myself. I have a pretty good idea. But pretty much my thing is with RoboContact. I just tried to connect it with Zapier, and it was telling me it was, I got an error message that I didn't have authority or something.
I think it's a setting. Setting again. Setting always the problem.
What is your email address that you use?
Admin@elitepros.net. Yeah. Yeah, right there, in that previous pop-up, that's where I get the error message. As soon as I put in the API key.
Can you share your screen and walk through and let me see?
Sure.
Here's the API key I just generated, so try this one.
Oh, okay. I can grab it. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
I see you on Zoom right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's Robo. Delete that.
No, just use the one that I gave you.
Right. I'm trying to delete the one I input before.
You don't need to do any of that. Just go to Zapier. Copy the one I gave you from Zoom.
Oh, duh. I'm sorry. I'm in Robo Contacts. Okay. Yeah, that's what comes up.
Close that box right there. Close that box. Just close it. You're using Rocket Contact. You do not need to be using Rocket Contact at all.
Okay, so
click that invite link right there. Click that Zapier invite URL. Click that.
okay, I clicked the link that was under the video, the tutorial video.
All right. So now scroll down.
Maybe that was it, because I was clicking the link under the video.
It is.
Oops. When I'm working, I usually have Netflix or Hulu on. I have Quantum Leap. Did you ever watch that show?
Mm-mm.
It's like an old. Oh, yeah, there. Yay, it worked. Okay, so that's what I was doing wrong.
And that's in, you said that's in the training tab somewhere that you found that?
Yeah, I'll show you. Okay, so you go down to training.
Oh, I see it right there.
Yeah, it's in the Zapier tutorial video. Zapier training, right there.
Yeah, I see it. I'll remove it. I see how it's confusing. I'll link it to the right spot.
Cool. Yeah, seems like I always find bugs. But that's cool. At least it helps to smooth things out. That's awesome.
It is awesome. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we fix them pretty much on demand.
Cool. Good, good. I'm glad I came across this. When you're available. Awesome. Yeah, because I want to start blasting out the contact us messages. I already put 2 in. And then I just have to figure out how to make a list from here. Right? We can get leads from here, or do we import leads here?
You just create a campaign. Just create a campaign and you'll get leads from here. Give it a name. Nope. You definitely don't want to do something like New York.
Oh, why is that?
Because nobody in the world is going to list their business like that. Nobody's going to list their businesses in New York. They're going to list a specific location. So this is doing Google. This is doing Google search. So you want to drill down to a very specific location that you want to find people at.
Oh, so like as in city, state?
Very specific location.
Oh.
As specific as you can get in a location, yeah. But that's why, so no less than city, state.
So like Manhattan, New York City wouldn't come up.
You can try it.
Email message group, contact message group. I'm sorry, I just texted my daughter to take care of the dogs. I don't know why I have this in here. Do I have to make a group before this?
Did you make a group already?
I thought I did.
So I see one right there. Click it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, what am I supposed to put in email filters?
If you want email filters, these will filter out emails. Like if you put in .gov, you won't.
Oh, gotcha.
You find emails that are .gov. If you put in no reply, if you find any emails that are no reply, you know.
Oh.
If you put in test.com, you know, if you put in email@email.com, things that you just know aren't real, you won't waste your time sending emails out to things that you know isn't real.
Okay, that's good. That's really good point.
I like to put in .govs because I don't like to spam out emails to .gov.
Yeah.
Those people are usually like,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm a teacher. Shut up.
Yeah, we don't want to email like the NSA or anything like that. Okay, so separated by commas, right?
Right, for right now, and we're actually rebuilding the UI of that right now to make it more tag-like, where you'll just put it in and type enter, put it in and type enter, make it more tag-like.
Cool. Okay.
That's what's on that left. If you see email filters on that left, you can go in and create a global one. You can create a global one, and then that global one can be like your .gloves and no replies. And then that will be loaded up here where you can create more specific. That way, let's say you're doing restaurants, you can could remove Taco Bell. So, you know, if you find any Taco Bells in your restaurants, you're not going to send out emails to those dudes because you don't think they're going to respond or whatever.
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. So I did not make any emails yet. Just the fill. Well, is that separate than filling out the contact form? Right. Those are two separate things, right?
It looks like you've done emails because there's an email message group and there's a contact message group.
Okay. I don't think I actually filled out any email information though. I might have labeled the group.
I see that you have. Yeah, well, I see you definitely have created a group, but there's no emails in it. You're right.
Right. Yeah.
So
see, I was like doped up on meds when I started playing with this and setting it up, and that's why I gave up, because I came to find that I was doing things twice and neglecting doing other stuff. So now that I'm on point, I need to fill in the holes that I left. So should I do a search now? Does it matter that I don't have any data in the emails?
Not really. I would always recommend setting them up first, though.
Okay.
But you don't necessarily need to run your search right now. You just need to understand what all of this is, what the options are, right? Send email, fill out contact us form, send email form.
Sorry, that's my Shiba Inu. He's like 100,000 years old.
Send email only, do not fill out contact us form. Do you want to send this data to Zapier? Do you want to remove immediately after search? And do you want to remove your canned spam full address and remove your unsubscribe link? Don't recommend you do those, but if you want to, you can.
Okay. All right, so I don't need to send to Zapier because it's already connected, right?
Right. No, you do. If you want this data to go to Zapier, then you do need to tell us that you want to send this campaign data to Zapier.
Okay. Okay, so even though it's connected, I always have to. Want to see this old dude? He doesn't bark anymore. He just makes that noise. And I have a brand new kitty that he's barking at. Brats. Okay, cool. So then all I have to do is, all right, fill out my email information. Then I can start blasting out to contact us. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as this is for my agency clients, right? But I also want to make a campaign for, affiliates for T5.
So create different email groups, create different email templates. If you want, create different profiles, and then just pick the right things whenever you're sending out the campaign. You can literally go in and create a campaign for one thing and then clone that and just change your emails, change your profiles, and run it again.
Okay, cool.
For each profile, you can connect that profile to a different email address. So you can create 5 different Bella profiles, each with its own little email address if you want to. And then you can have different information for each profile. You can have different message groups. You can go in and run the same campaign essentially 5 different times for 5 different profiles. Or you can have 5 different clients that you're trying to generate the same lead for, and you can essentially run one campaign, clone it, run next campaign, and all you're doing is changing the profile each time.
Okay. Nice. Okay. And then the filters is if I wanted to, is that like a segmentation? No.
That's just like email filters. If you want to ignore .govs or if you want to ignore no reply at, you just put in those filters And then when you run the campaign, we're going to auto-populate those for you, and you can change them if you want to.
Beautiful. Okay, so you don't have to fill it out.
Same filters each and every single time.
Nice. Yeah, because it's pretty much going to always be .gov and no replies and others.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, easy enough. So, so the contacts would go into this list here. Once they respond, or they respond back to my email.
Once the contacts will go in here once we're able to actually contact them. Once we're able to submit their form or send out an email for them, we're going to put them in here.
Okay. But my email information is auto-populated in these contact us forms, or no? How are they going to reach back?
That data comes from your profile.
Right. And it's automatically put into the messages. But I know in the emails, yeah, it probably does, but in the contact us.
In the contact us, it goes in and grabs data from your profile.
Oh, it does also. Okay.
Yeah, for each message, it grabs the data from the message, the contact us message, or the data from your email, and then it grabs data from your profile and sticks that profile in there. So like whenever you send out an email, what it will do is it will grab your email message, and it will grab the email signature from the profile and the authentication for the email from the profile and send it out. It will, for that same time, it will grab the contact us form, and it will grab data from your profile, like your name and your email and your phone number, your company name, all those little fields that are on the contact us form. It will grab your name, your email from your profile, and it will go to your contact us messages and grab the message and stick it in there and submit it for you. And if you have multiple messages, multiple profiles, it's just going to round robin between them. It's going to grab message 1, profile 1, stick them together, submit. Then message 2, profile 2, grab them together, submit. Then message 3, profile 1, grab them together, submit. Then essentially message 1 and profile 2, grab them together, submit. It's just going to round robin between those. That way, if you're generating leads for 15 different people, you create 15 different profiles, maybe 1 message, maybe 15 different messages, maybe 3 messages, right? Because you want to split test. You want to split test 3 different messages to see which message has the most response, and you got 15 leads you're going to generate them to, right? So you go pick a message group that has 3 messages in it, and you pick a profile group that has 15 profiles in it. Boom, you run, and what happens? We're going to go between each message, we're going to round robin, and between each profile, we're going to round robin for every lead on that list. So we're going to grab a lead, we're going to say who's the message in line, who's the profile in line, boom, submit email, submit contact us form, go again.
Excellent. Okay. Now in the video, it also says that we can't really track on the contact us results to see what's working or not. So what you're talking about, it does track the emails, but it doesn't track the contact us.
It doesn't track anything. All it does is tell you whether it can successfully send an email, whether it can successfully submit the contact us form. There's nothing to track. I mean, now the dude, if he wants to contact you, he's going to contact you back. I mean, he's either going to send you an email or he's going to reply to the message that you sent him. So all we're doing is we're sending out your message. How are you going to know? How are you going to know if it's working? Because you've got incoming messages coming from people are calling you. Hey, Mel, I got your message. Yeah, I know about that.
I'm sorry. Somebody came to the door. One of my pets. Cookie, stop it. Okay, my daughter's coming. All right, cool. So that's easy enough. This is really easy. Okay. So the Zapier integration is to connect RoboContact. Like what is it connecting?
Whatever you want it to. We're going to take those leads from RoboContact and give them to Zapier. You do whatever you want with them.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Maybe you're going to deliver those leads to clients. So you're going to have a spreadsheet, and you can tell that client, hey, look, as I send out messages, I'm going to put these leads on the spreadsheet so that you have them, or whatever you want to do with them. Maybe you have a CRM like text in bulk, where after you contact these people, you want to send them a phone call. So You can grab them right out of contacts with Zapier, stick them right into text in bulk on a campaign, and start now a call campaign where they get called every 30 minutes until them fuckers get on the phone because you're really trying to sell them something. So what you can do is go generate the thing in RoboContact, bam, contact us message, bam, email. All right, pull them out of RoboContact, stick them in text in bulk, and you're on a 7-day sequence. I'm going to call you 3 times a day between 9 to 5 for 7 days until I talk to you. And once I talk to you, I can unsubscribe you from that sequence because you don't need to get calls anymore.
Okay. Excellent. I'm taking notes. That's what I needed to figure out in my mind is how I can use the T5 software together to make a nice flow.
That's what we usually charge you a whole lot of money for. So.
Right.
Once you figure all this out, trust me, how do I know? Because I've got 37 people that work for me, and the reason that I do is because I built these softwares and I use these and set up an actual system and process to just go out and send out and get people actually to respond so that I can actually sell them. And I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing that. So I just went in and I actually set out all my outbound process in this, and I built another software to set up all my inbound process so that I can contact a bunch of people in bulk, and as they start contacting me back, I can distribute them out through an actual process where if they're qualified and able to actually purchase the stuff that I'm going to sell, and I think they're going to be a good client, I can get them on the phone with me and I can be like, hey, let's work out a deal.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's pretty simple. It's not that hard. I mean, what's hard, the hard part is figuring out your message and what it is that you're trying to get them to convert on and how you're going to tell a story or whatever to get them to make that conversion.
Yeah, for now I'm going to run 2 different campaigns, one for my agency, the other for T5, and start bringing crazy people in, get us funded. So what other, as far as using the workflow to get, to sell your services, I think this is great if we can have like a plan. For example, like you just described, I think that's where us new users get lost. Like, how can you integrate the T5 software together to make it work for your business? Because we all need leads. So whether it's agency or affiliate marketing, whatever. So I think if we can do something like that within our group, and give ideas of how you can use it, how you can use different programs together, what applications. Maybe we can brainstorm something and I'll like write up a flow chart or a sheet or something, unless you have something like that already.
No, I don't need something like that myself. I mean, me personally, I don't need any of that stuff.
Well, you don't, because you're the developer and it's your brainchild. But for us new people, like to connect the dots, it's a little bit harder. The software is easy because once you go through it, it's very good. The UI is exceptional. But as far as connecting it to run a business, that's where I got lost. That's where a few of the newer people get lost. I don't know. What do you think? Like, should we brainstorm a few different scenarios, maybe 3 or so, and then I can just put it up to the group? It might help newer people.
I mean, I'm not understanding what you're wanting to brainstorm, like what you're wanting to figure out. Okay, so we have 5 software. So come up with 3 different combinations of the software for different applications. Or even one master one that we can say, okay, like you said, use RoboContact to contact the leads, stick them in text in bulk. And then the other software, come up with something to integrate them into the plan as well. Well, I mean, text in bulk's an easy one. Do you want to have text message conversations and voice conversations with people in the United States?
Yeah, well, okay. Well, no, I guess there's only one plan to use the T5 software. Honestly, the way I see it would be RoboContact to get your leads, put them in text in bulk, and then the other software would just be to promote to these people.
Yeah, I mean, RoboContact is used to automate your cold prospecting, automate your actual lead generation and your initial outreach. So if you want to do that, you want to be able to go from not actually having a client and not even knowing, you know, any information of who you could contact that could be a client, to now having that information and have initially contacted that person. That's kind of like the most basic thing that you need to do in a business is finding, generating leads and, you know, doing cold outreach and contacting them. If you need leads and to cold contact people, if you're an awesome and you're smart and you and you don't need to do that because you have what's called a brand and you don't chase clients, they chase you, right? Are you that lucky? Great. If not, you need to find some clients, and most of that is going to be, you're going to go out and look for them, and through some type of initial outreach, you're going to try to acquire them. So RoboContact, it helps you do that. That's the first thing that you need to do, right? You need to nurture those people. You need, once you've actually generated, you need to actually nurture them to some extent. You need to have communication, more communication, either more emails or some text messages or some phone calls. You can do that right inside text in bulk, right? All that you can do right there inside text in bulk. All right. Now, during this process of communication and talking to them, you may want to send them out links to your website, right? You may want to actually send them out to your website and say, hey, go to my website. Well, you can put Magic's app on your website so that you can actually create some custom content and reference their name and their business and all the information that you've collected about them. Pre-populate forms and whatnot. You can use Link Wizard to shorten links that you're sending out so that they can actually, you know, have a nice little pretty link that they're gonna click on, and you can essentially do some smart stuff with your link, like redirect them to different places based on where they're at in the world and where you want them to actually, where they want to go. You can encapsulate all the data that you're sending, because you're gonna be sending, because you're gonna essentially, since you have some data about these people, you're gonna be sending them out to your website and hoping to create a little custom website and a custom experience for them. So in order to do that, you need to send parameterized data through the URL, and you don't want them to see that you're doing that, so you're going to mask all that behind a short link. All right, so you went from not having anything to now you've got a lead and a prospect. Now you're nurturing them, sending them out some information. Now you're sending them to, you know, landing pages, website that are completely tailored, customized to them, and they're not the wiser. And you've pixeled them so that now you have an actual audience and you can retarget to them. And then you've got this social proof software that you can actually put on your website to actually increase conversions and get them to convert, where eventually they're going to buy something from you, like purchase your service or buy your product, and you got a software where you can create that payment for them. So essentially, it is a business in a box. It's almost everything that you really need to go from I don't have a company to hey, I've got a software development firm and I got 38 full-time staff that actually work for me because I do. And how do I do it? Because essentially I've built a software system to manage all that process of everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I can understand, I can really myself understand that everybody in the world will want to know, hey, well, John, you know, how do we do that? Hmm? Got it.
Under the, I'm sorry, John, hold on. Under the counter, on the little thingy. Yeah, it's in the bag. Yeah, I think it's genius. I did not even think of putting Magic's app links in my call to action button.
Well, you're never going to put Magic's app links in your call to action buttons because Magic's app doesn't create links. Magic's app doesn't create any links at all. Magic's app, what Magic's app allows you to do is create customized content, pre-populate forms, and essentially track website activity and track website visitors.
Right.
Link Wizard does create links. So if you think about that, if you think about that process, right? What that allows you to do, I don't know why whenever screen sharing's on. I guess it's because you're sharing your screen that I can't.
Oh yeah,
That I can't annotate and actually draw on the screen. But if you think
Okay.
about it from that, if you think about it from that perspective, that
Good. You can take the screen if you wanted.
that whole system, yeah, but for some reason I don't understand how that. I don't want a whiteboard. You can understand if you take that whole process, right? You've got RoboContact, right?
Oh my gosh, you killed me with that Oculus Rift and that Facebook thing. That's hilarious.
I'm about to go back in there and explain all
It's
this.
so much fun.
I'm about to go back inside there a little bit. Explain
Go back
all
into
this.
the cyber world.
Here's RoboContact, all right? And it does, this is where you start at. This guy actually does all your outreach, all right? So at this point, you got all these little people who could be your clients and could be your businesses. And
Okay.
RoboContact goes out and it finds those people. He goes out, finds those people, gets those people, sends them out messages, commits their contact us form, sends them emails, and essentially sends them off into text and bulk. All right? So now text and bulk, you can have those guys, you can call them, you can text them, you can send them out emails, you can actually nurture them. All right? So now you can nurture those guys up. Part of what you're going to be doing in your nurturing is what? Sending those guys out to your website. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got some website. So whenever you send those guys out to your website, here's what we're going to suggest you do. We're going to suggest that instead of just sending them out to your website, you mask this with Link Wizard. You're going to mask that website right there. Why? Because on this website right here, you're going to have Magic Zap right here on this website, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And because of that, you're going to actually be able to go in and completely customize this website, right? This website gets completely customized. And not only does it get completely customized, what else can it do? All right. What else can it do is it can notify you. All right. So now we got Zapier up here, which is included in your JV membership and unlimited account. All right. Now we got Zapier up here. So now we can fire some data off to Zapier to let us know, hey, that person, that lead that we got starting all the way over here is actually viewing our website right now. And he's on our website right now. So we can send some data, let's say, right back to text and bulk to follow up with a text message, or follow up with a phone call, or follow up with an email, and essentially go in and start this process all over again, where essentially, hopefully, at the end of it, we get this little thing right here, which we're really happy about, which is money.
Right.
And then there's your, oh, what else can we do at this point right here? We can put in sticky reviews, right, to help with our conversions right here. So here from the very beginning, here, what am I? I'm a freaking dreamer, right? It's like, I'm a dreamer. And what am I doing right now? I'm just sitting at my little stupid desk, you know, doing some little, should be doing some work, but instead of doing some work, I'm having like some little dream of, you know what, I only wish I was an entrepreneur and I could, you know, start my own business and I could do my own thing and I didn't have to be sitting here at this stupid desk. And we can be like, hey, no big deal. Join the Tier 5 community, because we're a really, really supportive community of like-minded people that are entrepreneurs, and we're kind of going through the same process to do exactly the thing that you're dreaming about doing right now. And we'll give you all the tools that you need, like smart people that you can network with that will actually help you out and validate you and be able to give you reviews and be able to give you references, be able to give you guidance and help in your journey, because they're on the same journey, maybe farther along, or maybe in the same point, maybe not so far along, and they have different knowledges and experiences. They've had different successes, they've had different failures, and they can help you in your process, right? Besides that, we're going to give you all this software so that what? You can go in from from being this person with just a dream and having nothing to now you can use Rocket Contact, you can go out, or you can use Robo Contact, you can go out and you can generate a whole bunch of leads, you can contact them, you can automate that entire outreaching process. Why? Because you don't have any time to do it because you're sitting over here still dreaming about shit and you got a 9 to 5 and you got to work it. All right, so let's automate it, and it's all completely automated. You can still do your 9 to 5 job, and you don't have to spend your entire day prospecting. Why? Because you got an automated system doing that for you. All right, so we grab these people, generate these leads, we pipe them over here into text in bulk, where essentially to some extent we can have the exact same automations going on, where we can be sending them out messages, they can be responding back to us, we can automatically reply to them. They can contact us, they can call us, we can find out what do you want to talk about, are you qualified to talk to me, so that I'm not having to deal with every single one, right? Through this process, we can essentially, as we nurture, and that's called nurturing, right? As we nurture these people, we can essentially go and say, hey, I need you to go out to my website to get some more information about me and to be able to actually be my client and give me some money for whatever I'm selling, all right? So since we have all this data about these people, all this data that we've collected already, you know, through all this nurturing process, I'm going to send them to my website. I'm going to embed all that data because whenever they get to my website, I want my website to say, hey, Mary, we really want to do business with Mary's Cosmetic Agency because we're helped 7 other agencies right here in South Dakota. And that's a very relevant message to Mary, and in order to get that message, I'm going to use Magic Zap right on this web page, and I'm going to send a bunch of data to my web page. I don't want Mary to see all that data because she's going to know something's fishy. She's going to be like, wait, what's going on here? I don't want to click this big ugly thing, so I'm going to give her something really short and pretty. I'm going to be like, just click this short pretty thing. That's going to hide all the data that I already have about Mary that I'm going to use in my next little step. So in this next little step, she's going to get on this website, and whenever she gets on this website, it's going to have all her information, and she's going to think I built this website just for her, all right? And as soon as she gets on this website, Magic Zap is going to fire off and say, yo, Mary's on your website. My sticky reviews are going to be firing off, telling Mary, you know, hey, buy this thing. Hey, we're happy. Hey, this is the best thing we ever bought. It's just going to be like little reviews saying, hey, this product's awesome, right? In the meantime, while she's on my website, if I want to call her and be like, oh, hey, Mary, I see you're on my site. What's up? Something I can help you with? Or if I want to send her a follow-up email, or if I want to send her a text message, I can do all that, right? Hopefully through this process somehow, she decides to buy something, and I'm going to sell her something, and I'm going to collect the money from her. So that, I think anybody would agree that that's business, right? Like this is business. That describes every single business in the world. Every business in the world almost, maybe not every single business, but I would say at least 90% of all businesses in the world, this is it right here. This is in the entire process right here. There's some type of initial outreach. Most of the time that's cold, all right? There could be just inbound outreach, like I said, because that business is lucky and they have a brand, right? They have a brand and they have some funding and some way for people to actually to connect with them and know about them, but that's not most businesses, right?
Right,
like,
right.
If you want a Jaguar, what do? You go search that stuff out, right? You don't see Jaguar going out and just calling people, hey, would you like to buy one of my cars? That's branding. But even Jaguar, this is their process, right? The difference is they don't need a system to go out and get these dudes. They have a system already. It's called a brand, and their brand is drawing these people in. And then they are doing the exact same thing. They're putting them through some process here. Instead of a website, they're not sending them to a website, they're sending them to a showroom, right? But I guarantee you when they send them to a showroom, the dudes at the showroom know they're coming in and they know what their name is. And they're like, oh, hey, because they're about to make a transaction for $400,000 to buy that car. So, and then it's this process. It's every single business in the world. So instead of being up here doing this, we let you, you join our community. You get all this software, every software that you need essentially to, not every software. There's one little thing that you're missing right here, and that's that website. So we can build that custom for you, but probably don't want, in this scenario, it's great for us right now that we don't have this guy, because it really is a perfect scenario for us not to have a website builder, because what that means is now we need to refer you to somebody else to get a website builder like ClickFunnels or like Builderall, and this completely introduces you now to an affiliate model that we're going to introduce you to all our other softwares. So it now kind of naturally just leads itself that whenever you get into tier 5, you're going to have that website builder, which we can recommend to you with an affiliate link, and we can introduce you into affiliate marketing if you don't know about that, and you can take advantage of the affiliate marketing, the affiliate program with tier 5 and get your commissions simply by selling our softwares or selling our community memberships. So other than this little website builder right there, which is an important piece that you would need, every other software is covered in your membership. This one's coming. We will build this at some point. Whenever the demand is high enough for us to actually have that.
Right. Nice.
You know the message you sent out to the new people that bought domains on the 24th?
Mm-hmm.
I got it because I bought a domain. And it seriously says, "Hey Shelly, did you recently register videoexplosionpro.com?" And so I typed in yes, and then it said, "I just wanted to make sure you knew that you made the domain registration public." And I was like,
It's cool, right? That's why whenever people try to tell me like, hey, we need help trying to figure out how to sell this and this, like, I don't even understand it myself because I know how much this platform is. I know how much this platform is worth. One, just the ability to communicate with everybody. Leave that, like literally I just created a list of people for you, and that data is expensive. I know it's expensive because I got to pay for this data right here myself. Like to get this data, to me it's an API call. I buy it from somebody else.
Yep, it's amazing. Just a little bit that I've used it, I've been really, really excited about it, and I know firsthand that it'll pay for itself. $97 is like nothing compared to what you can get out of it if you use it. And I'm not using it even 1 iota as much as it can be used.
So did that help you, Bella, with how you could use tier 5 software?
Oh yeah, for sure. Now I have a game plan, and I will spend the weekend setting it up and just hit the ground running. I'm actually going to send out Contact Us a blast tonight, which I'm excited about because I'm curious to see the results.
Well, the results are only as good as your message.
Yes, of course. Yeah, but it's
it doesn't have to be perfect though, because what I'm doing is nothing perfect. I mean, all I'm doing is just sending out a voice message, and it's just a short message. Like when I do the domain list, I'm like, "Hey, this is Shelly. I just heard you bought a domain, and I've got the perfect solution to building a website. Just text message me or call me, and I'll let you know some more details and get you a link." And that's it. It's not anything bigger than that. And but I have to be right at the computer when I send it out because I'm going to get some responses.
And if you don't want to do these guys, if you don't want to do, oh crap, you can't see. If you don't want to do those guys, if you don't want to do these domain leads, do these guys. These guys also are perfect clients. I mean, for affiliate marketing, like that's part of, if you guys join the 100-day affiliate challenge, that's part of what we're going to do. Is going to be a couple of days of the affiliate challenge where literally I'm just going to tell you, call these dudes up, email these dudes, tell them this crap. What are you going to tell them? You're going to provide them some free marketing services. You literally generate clients for them and provide them free marketing services. And it's going to be up to you whether you make them free services or whether you make them discounted or deferred. We can go with free because you'll make money with free still. And all you're going to do is you're going to offer them these free services where you're going to make them, you're going to manage their ads, which is going to be a paid service. And that's going to be, you'll see that's relatively simple, especially whenever you're talking to somebody else, right? So I need the API key here. So, and essentially what are you going to do? You're going to get them to sign up for your affiliate offers. Hey, we need to create you a couple landing pages so you can collect leads and we can put your little offers there. what do you have as a page builder? Well, oh, well, you need this. All right, you definitely need to have ClickFunnels, and I'm gonna get you set up. All right. Now it does cost some money. Yes, $300 a month. But there's nothing I can do about that, but it's definitely worth it, right? And it's not going to be hard for you to explain to them the need for it, especially if you target these small businesses. They don't even have an email list yet. They don't have no way to actually, I mean, you'd be surprised. Literally, we run these Google business leads. We call most of them. We can get the dude on the phone that actually runs the business. It's his job. It's his company, because most of these companies are like, got 7 people work for them. Ain't none of them marketing people, because it's like a hot dog shop. All right, those people have money and they want more leads. They want more customers. Trust me, every one of them does. And they have no clue on technology, right? None of them have any clue on technology. Half of them, when you run them, don't even have a real website. You know how easy it is to go build them a website on Builder? All shit's already built already. Like, everything's already built. You just be like, hey, so even if you offer them free services, right? And that's the kicker. Even if you offer them free services, you get them to sign up for the stuff. Now, I'm not going to tell you to do this, but you could do this. Do nothing after that. Don't build them shit. Guess what? They ain't going to pay you. They're going to be like, this was a crappy free trial. Most likely, they're still going to keep that subscription that they had to that thing, right? And they're going to go try to find somebody else to do that thing for them, right? Or you could go build them a landing page that's completely ugly, and they'll be like, well, I don't think this is going to be good. And they're most likely going to still keep that subscription because they're a business owner and they're too lazy to go in and cancel that stuff. So you can just go in and tell 15 people, I'm going to do all this stuff for free for you. Oh, wait. Oh, yes, I'll create your email campaigns for you, either for free or a deferred payment, right? A deferred payment means you're going to see how it is for a month and gauge the results, and it's X dollars a month, $1,000 a month. So first month is not free, it's deferred. I'm going to do the service. You're going to see the service. If you like the results of the service and you want me to continue it, you're going to pay me $2,000, because you owe me $1,000 for the first month, and I'm going to collect my $1,000 up front for the second month, because you always pay me up front. And then I'm going to do the service for another month, and if you want to continue it after that, it's another $1,000, right? Now they'll be like, all right, well, that kind of sounds good. Why? Because I'm going to promise you everything I'm going to bring you. All right, now for me to bring you these extra $5,000 a month in new clients, I need this software right here, because that's how we're going to create all our pages. That's how I'm going to do all our marketing, all our email sequences. And yes, I'm going to create that for free up front. And you're going to see that it works. And after 30 days, you're going to be happy to pay me that $1,000, all right? You'll be able to convince almost anybody for that, right? That you got to understand that's pretty straightforward, especially if they don't have those systems and shit. Now they sign up for your affiliate links. Like I said, I'm not going to recommend that you do this, because you're going to kick yourself in the ass and a bunch of other money that you could make if you actually do it properly. But at this point, you could drop the ball and say, screw you, I'm not doing anything else. Well, guess what? They still most likely will keep their membership for 2 or 3 months. Until they actually realize that. And now if they go to do a chargeback, most of the time they can't do a chargeback. When they're messing with somebody like ClickFunnels or some really big company like this, it's not going to work for them. And most of the time they won't still do a chargeback, because they're business owners. And they don't have the time to go in and do all this stuff. They don't have the time to go in and actually cancel their account. Is this what you want to? That's why I said I'm not going to tell you to do that, because that's not what you really want to do. What you really are better off doing is helping them. Right? You're better off actually just creating a little site for them, making a little email sequence for them, doing something of value to them that's going to help them, because then at that point, you will find out that you can have clients on tap for $700 a month that you're not doing anything to, but you just call it and you're just saying, hey, everything's still working for you, right? You're still happy, you're still getting some leads in, and you'll understand even with a lot of Facebook ads, that stuff will become an automation where they're just getting people from here and going over there and converting, and you're not actually doing anything anymore, except for you need to do the bare minimum to stay relevant so that they still pay you. That means you call them once a week or call them once a month and say, hey, you know, hope everything's going fine for you. We're doing good. Would you like to try something new and expand and get some more money from them? And you'll see that you could grow that, and you'll be making your affiliate commission from them, and then you might even pick up some clients doing other services. At the very least, you can put in affiliates like that. At least I think so anyways. I really don't know, but I'm going to try it. And that's part of what we're going to do in the 100-day affiliate challenge is I'm going to spend like 3 days. I'm just going to generate these leads. I'm going to call them. I'm just going to ask them, so who does your marketing? Who does your lead generation? Oh, so you got 2 degrees in selling hot dogs and you're doing all your own marketing and stuff? How's that working for you? You got a website?
It's funny you should mention that, this kind of business model, because that's exactly how I'm building my agency, is basically on autopilot. I'm done building heavy websites. That takes up so much time. It's hard to get clients to come back with all the information at once. So I've actually refused to even start the project until they send me the form fully filled out with all their information. Tested their logins 3-4 times. I'm tired of that. So I definitely want to start automating. I don't want to get back to that. It's just insane. Such a waste of time.
Yep. I don't blame you on that one.
Yeah. I just had someone text me today. I already built his website on desktop and mobile. He disappeared for a few weeks. And all of a sudden, he texted me today. He's like, oh, so when can I get my website? I'm still waiting for your paperwork. He wants to see it. And little does he know, I remember in our conversation early on, he told me he had a program that knows how to duplicate websites or copy them, whatever. No way I'm letting him see his website.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I have been down that road a lot, and one of the things that I am guilty of is being too lenient with my customers.
Yeah.
And I had a big job that I did for a big oil company where I did their entire network. I have an MCSE, so I went in and built their network from the ground up.
Nice.
And connected their computer, connected their T1 line, put a router in, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't get a deposit because I thought, this guy's loaded. There's no reason to really be hardcore on this guy. He took me for so much money. He didn't pay a dime.
No
and
kidding.
I worked so hard on that network, and I had a lot of hardware that I had to buy for the network. And so I had a lot of out-of-pocket expenses, and just the hardware alone that I bought was $6,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
That's insane.
I learned a really valuable lesson. It was a hard lesson to learn.
Wow. That's terrible. How can anyone do that?
Well, for me, I was just a lone person out doing consulting. It wasn't like I was with a corporation or, had big lawyers behind me or anything like that. And I went after him as hard as I could for the money. And believe it or not, he ended up going bankrupt and didn't put any of what he owed me into the bankruptcy deal. So I couldn't recover any of it, not a dime.
Unbelievable. Well, you know what they say about karma, right?
That's right. It does come back to bite you in the butt. I don't know. I don't have to see it, but I'm positive that whatever he gets, whatever lashback he gets, it's not going to be pretty because he took me pretty good.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But it was good in a way because I learned that I need to put scopes together. I need to put contracts together. That was one of the first realizations that it was like, yeah, Shelly, you need a contract from now on. And
yeah,
you need
for sure.
And especially if you're doing hardware, there's a lot that I learned. So it wasn't on.
Are you guys cool if I go outside for like 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure. Me and Shelly need to catch up anyway. It's been too long.
It's been a while. But yeah, that was a horrible experience, and I had to get my husband involved, and and it was funny because my husband would call this guy and talk to him, and the guy didn't have anything but good things to say about me. He was like, yeah, I've had to come in and work on my networks before, and it was crap, and the work she did was really good. I mean, our network is doing great. We no longer have internet connection issues. He didn't have enough nice things to say. It was all nice stuff, but he just didn't want to pay.
Wow. I guess he was already in financial trouble at that point, and then eventually just...
It could have been. He could have been able to hide it really well. But don't know. I don't know, but his network was working good, that's for sure.
Well, you paid for a $6,000 course. Think of it that way.
That was a learning lesson. You pay to go to college to learn stuff. I paid hard knocks to learn stuff. Yeah,
the college of hard knocks. I think that's what most of us entrepreneurs go through, actually, is the college of hard knocks. I mean, our tuition is a lot less lower than college and universities, but it's a grind. It's a grind, just like colleges. But
I did a training not too long ago, and I was telling people you can either pay to go to college and learn something, or you can pay and learn as you go in life. But no matter what, you're never going to start anything being at the top of your game. You got to work your way up somehow. And I was saying it in terms of like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, all of that stuff has a cost to it in learning how to be good at it. And I kept telling them solo ads is the same way. You're going to lose money on the front end as you're learning how to do all of it. And that's what everybody does. I don't know anybody that stepped into Facebook ads and nailed it the first time and didn't lose money.
Yeah. Well, I actually used a technique by this lady, I forget her name, Kim something, where you start out worldwide with Facebook ads. To fill up your group as fast as possible, you start out worldwide and you pay it from a penny to 3 cents for each ad. Yeah. Okay. So that's
keep that running, and then you do another one where you start to hone in on where your demographic.
Your demographic. Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was my first experience with Facebook ads, and that was about maybe 3 months ago. And I have a little over 5,000 in my group right now. Yeah.
Yep.
But most of them are foreigners that don't really speak the language. But it's okay because it gives that Facebook algorithm, your relevance. You have a large group. So I've been starting to add, aside from the second ad that, was more centralized, I'm starting to add more people, and it's growing. And but that's more like affiliates. That's what I want to market T5 to that particular group. For my agency, that's a whole different thing. But it's funny because how one relates to the other, and I'm sure this has happened to you where a lead has contacted you for a particular program and they're not a good fit for it, and you're like, but wait a second, I have this other thing that's a good fit for you. That happened to me last night. So I'm hoping she'll come around, and because she wanted some agency work, but she's actually a better fit for T5. So I'm hoping she'll come around as soon as she gets her business going, and join T5.
Cool.
Yeah, and I keep bumping up my video testimonial on my page. I keep liking or just saying little comments or something, so it bumps up, and I'm starting to get more traction on it again.
Good. That's great.
Yeah, so that's a neat little trick on Facebook. If you just keep reposting on older posts that had the most activity and responses, it'll bump it up and bring it back to life again.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Sometimes I just go in and put like a period. Just hit period and then enter, and that bumps it right up.
Yeah. Yeah, so John, now that I'm in the game, I wanted to ask you all right, so once I get an affiliate in, how often do we get paid? The commissions?
Every month on the 15th.
On the 15th. Okay. Yeah, because I like to have my stuff organized. 15th. Okay. Did you decide which one of the plans we were going with for the shares? The first or the second?
What is it?
We talked about it yesterday in the meeting. Which one of the plans we're going to go with? The first or the second for the shares? Or you haven't decided yet?
Not really. Not really sure yet, honestly.
Wait, I still need to talk to you about changing my plan too, John, what we talked about before.
So I'm a little confused. This is one question I have, and then if you guys need to talk in private, that's cool. I'll bounce out. Okay, so a part of our plan, we have 5 memberships that we can give away for free, or I don't quite understand that.
If you're on the JV team, yes. You do have 5 accounts underneath you, yes. And you can do whatever you want with them. They are not community memberships, so they're software.
Right. Okay. All right, that's cool, because I have a friend who really this would be good for, and I'll try to convince them to get into the JV eventually. Okay. And also for the free program, so we're paying $97 and basically text RoboContact, but every other program we can give for free?
No.
What is it that we can give for free? Because I've been afraid to give anything out for free, and because I have no idea. And do I need special links for that, or how can I do that?
You can give away these funnel baits right here. So these have been made free right now as a product. Yeah.
So it's Link Wizard, Magic Zap, Invoicing You, and sticky reviews.
Yeah.
Correct.
Those are the
Okay, so what a member is actually paying for is for RoboContact, basically.
No, they're paying to be part of the Tier 5 community is what they're paying for. And when they're part of the Tier 5 community, they get access to all Tier 5 softwares for free. They get unlimited access to all Tier 5 softwares for free. They also get access to our affiliate platform, and they also get revenue shares at Tier 5. And they also get access to our community, which gives them access to our community, where we do things like
chatbot training and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's things like this. If you actually want to know from a higher level how to go in and actually set up systems that will actually work for you, since you're part of the community, I'll obviously help you with that. Other than that, I don't really care. If you're not able to, if you're not able to go in and figure out for yourself how to do shit for yourself, why the hell should I care? What's that my problem? That shit ain't my problem. I don't care how for you and your business and growing your business. Why the hell would I care about that? I got my own shit to do. I got my own company to do. You want me to care about it? Join our community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Makes sense. And we get Zapier. I never knew what Zapier was before until I joined this, and now it's like I can't wait to start connecting stuff.
If you join the community, you get that only if you're on the JV team.
The JV, right. Yeah, I know. I'm so thrilled with that.
You don't get free accounts to give out if you join the community. That you only get if you join the JV team.
Okay. Now, how do I give an account away? Like, what should I do? What information should I give them?
Well, in a normal circumstance, to give an account out, you would just essentially right now you would contact me and I would set it up for you. All right. When the affiliate platform is actually set up, then you just do it right from that account. Like in the affiliate system, there's going to be a way for you just to manage your free accounts right then and there, where you can see for each software you've got 5 accounts, and you can go in and add users there, or you can remove that user and add a different user.
Cool beans.
My computer keeps freezing. I missed that, but basically you said in the affiliate program, once it's set up, you can just plug it in from there. Okay. And for now?
Until then, you would message me.
Okay. So can I message you now?
You can, sure, but you could understand I would be a little reserved about that, Bella. You could understand that for you to actually go in and fully take to be able to give accounts for free out to your friends and stuff, I'm going to want you to be an active paying member of Tier 5. I'm not going to want to actually have to pay for your membership because you're not paying for it, and also let you give all this stuff away out for free to people, because that doesn't actually help me to some extent. So
sure. No, I get it.
Now, if you do that, what's the likelihoods of them going in and joining and actually becoming a paying member, versus what's the likelihoods of them actually now is going to be going into support and asking support, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do that? And me essentially paying somebody to go in and support somebody.
Yeah, I know.
To some extent that I could do that, but at the same time, that's why I said you got to understand that I would actually be reserved about doing that. I would have a reservation about doing that to see, okay, is this something that I really want to do, or am I just like, hey, whatever?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't give that to just anyone. the person I'm thinking of I've never even mentioned this to him, but he's a straight up guy. He's a hard worker. Shelly, you know who he is.
Okay.
Johnny Z from Australia.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So why would you give it to him for free versus signing up for a free trial and getting
I've not given away any of the free accounts. The only way that I would give them away, here's my plan. This is my tentative plan.
Okay, share.
I'd
rather get money out of it, trust me, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not thinking I'm going to give out my accounts for free. My accounts are going to be given out maybe as a prize for a contest that I put together or something like that. Because even Johnny Z, right? As much as he's around, this is still a business, and you have to figure out a way for them to earn it, not get it given to them.
When you give the free, trust me, it has no value whatsoever to people for the most part.
And text in bulk is very, very valuable. It is super duper valuable.
Yeah.
And
you want to know why you guys have free accounts? It's not for you.
Huh?
The reason that you have free accounts, it is not for you to use them. All right. Those free accounts, those 5 free accounts, they are not for you to actually use. Can you use them? Sure. But that's not what they're intended for. You want to know what they're intended for? They're intended to essentially take an offer stack from a value of 1 to a value of 5. Because instead of getting 1, you get 5. So now this thing, instead of having a value of 1, it has a value of 5. Why are they free and why are they not a community membership? Because you're not intended to use them. What you're intended to do is be like, okay, well, I do have all these free accounts, but do I get paid if I give a free account? No, so let me sell a community membership. They are not intended for your use. You can use them. That is not
smart. Somehow bring in money.
You can give them away, but whenever you're giving them away, you got to think like, why are you doing that? And if you're doing that, what value are you going to get from it? You know, I've ran free LTDs, giving people access to all of my software for free in exchange for a review. Like, go leave a review on my Facebook page. Still waiting. Still waiting.
Oh no, something as simple as that.
That's people, man. Those are just, that's how people are. What else do you
Yeah.
People?
Yep. They are.
Do you think, like, literally, do you think these people that come in on any of these baits are going to actually really go into this software and really actually use this software for the most part? Nope.
Probably 95% of them won't even open it.
You want to know who's going to use it? The people that go pay for it. Why am I giving it away for free? Just so I have your email address. That's it. That's the only reason, not because I want you to go in and really use the software. Now, what part of my process is I'm going to actually try to now drive you into the software and use this software so that I can become relevant to you for 5 or 6 days. And after I become relevant, I'm going to say, hey, buy something from you, right? But the average person, they're not going to have any value in this at all because they're going to actually get it for free. And that's fine. I'm not really intending them to have so much value. I'm just trying to capture their information so that I can now create value, because I can create that just with my own time and getting them to actually read my stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
The people who are going to use this, they're going to pay for it.
Well, they're going to see the value in it now, like I did, and be like 97.
Gladly.
Yeah, sign me up for that one.
Well, you'll still be able to sell all these softwares. You can still promote all these softwares and sell all these softwares because you don't have to tell people they're free. They're just literally like, each one has a specific little person that you could target that is a user of this type of software that you can get. And trust me, I can almost guarantee you can get a person to come in on Magic Zap and convert for free and get this free software, never use it, collect their email, market to them, turn right back around and sell them this exact same software that they already have for free. Guarantee you that.
Wow.
I really agree on that one. Yeah.
Because they won't care. They'll just be like, oh, I'm getting something for free. I'm going to give my email address. Great.
I've done it, though, where, I mean, if you look at my JVZoo and my Warrior Plus account, I'm sure that there's double of something in there where I saw it, bought it, and then just didn't have the time to dig in, and then sure enough, I saw it somewhere else and probably bought it again.
Yep.
It's for me, it's literally not enough time to get through it and master all of it. But for most people, honestly, it really is shiny object syndrome, and they'll buy the same shiny object 15 times.
So you're not supposed to say, try to put it in perspective, like what a community member is paying for is 2 softwares, because that's not the case. They're paying for everything. You can still buy these softwares. They're paying for that. Are they available for free? Yeah, sure, if you know where to get the funnel bait.
Yeah.
These funnel baits is not something that we're just going to be, like if you go to each one of these websites, they don't say, here is a free account. Nowhere, if you go to Link Wizard or Magic Zap or Invoicing You, nowhere can you go there and get a free account. How can you get a free account? A Tier 5 community member who has access to this product can create their own lead magnets, can create their own funnels, and they can give away free accounts. Nowhere else will anybody know, oh, you can just come over here and get free accounts from Magic Zap or free accounts for this social proof. The only way that they exist is Tier 5 community members like me. They go create their own little landing pages to capture leads, and then they can drive people there and they can give them away. The rest of the world is going to see the software and they're going to buy it.
Yeah, I just got my 4 pages working today, Bella. I set it up so that when they hit my landing page, they get a opt-in that goes to Mailing Boss, and then it creates it goes to Zapier and integrates with Tier 5 and creates the Link Wizard account, or it creates the sticky reviews account or whatever. So it's hitting Mailing Boss and Tier 5 and creating the account. So
that's awesome.
I'm excited that I got that done. It wasn't really that hard. I mean, I've had the first part figured out for 3 or 4 weeks now. It was that last piece that John gave me today, which was getting it to set up in Tier 5. And that was not anything. It was real easy.
So now that you know, you can duplicate it, if you need to. That's just the learning curve with everything. The first time you do something, it's usually like sometimes a little tricky, but once you have that piece of knowledge to put it all together, it's like, wow, this is really cool.
Well, I did the magic funnel in Builderall, and I did all the training on the magic funnel. So basically what I did was like a Tier 5 version of the magic funnel.
Nice.
No biggie. It just took that one last little piece. I wasn't real sure how to integrate with Tier 5 to get it done, but that was a teeny tiny little piece.
Just an API call. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Nice. So if I want to give away,
But now it's all working. So now I've got a bunch of leads that I have to get.
Nice.
I put an announcement yesterday, I think it was, that was a summary of each of the softwares and asking them, if I offered you free software like these, would you want a copy? And then I put something like, just comment below, show me the software or something like that. And so I've got like, show me the software, show me the software, show me the software. So now
love that. Yeah.
Now I can give them out and they can sign up, and I'll have them in Mailing Boss and they'll get their free account.
Sweet.
Yep.
Their free account with T5.
Tier 5, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what links do we use if we wanted to use a program to give out for free? Is that something we ask you for, John?
No, this is what she's talking about is a specific product. It's these free software funnel baits. So there is no link that you use. It's a Tier 5 API. It's an API call. There is no link because you guys create the links or your funnels. You set up your funnels to do whatever you want, say whatever you want. And whenever somebody opts into your funnels, you just give us through API. You hit our API and you give us the email address that you want that account set up under.
Oh, okay. So I have to let you know. We have to let you know for each person.
No.
You have to.
I'm confused.
Our API. You have to create your own funnels just like Shelly did, and then you have to integrate with our API. Whenever somebody opts into your funnel, if you want them to have an account created, you got to send that data to our API.
Okay, so I could do that now for my web, like not the second, but I have the website I built that I showed you the link. it's a funnel. It's got a page for each one of the programs, right? So could I use that website?
You can use any website that you want. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I have it. I have the funnel done already. It's
This
the one I
product
showed.
essentially is access to the Create User API on these 4 products. That's what this product is. Free software funnel base is a product. The product is you get access to the Create User API on one or all of our softwares. You can pick one or you can pick all of them. All right. It's right now $17 a month for one, $35 a month for all of them. After whatever it said, this is on the 3rd, so after 8 days, then it goes up to $47 for one. Goes up to $47 for one or $97 for all of them. And what it is access to the Create User APIs on all of these funnel baits. What that means is you can create your own funnels, just like this funnel right here. You can use our funnels if you want. I will give you the share funnel. So they are only going to work with ClickFunnels because I build stuff on ClickFunnels. So if you want to just use the funnel that I created, this funnel right here, I will, if you purchase this product, give you the share funnel for it. And if you don't have ClickFunnels, you can just click it, and that would be great. And you'll get a ClickFunnels account set up for free for 14 days. And after that, I'm going to get an additional $40 a month for you using my funnel on that share funnel link. So please do that. If you already have ClickFunnels, you can just click that link. I won't get any money, but you will get a funnel in your account, and you can use that. All you'll need to do is go through, once you have your funnel finalized, and set up the integration with our API. If you don't know how to do that, a Tier 5 engineer can help you do that if it's something that's able to do. Like if Shelly would have came to me and said, hey, I need a Tier 5 engineer to help me integrate, then we may have had a problem because our engineer wouldn't have known some secret really that, hey, you can just send that data as an email to a Zapier email address and then start the process, all right? So lucky enough, she figured all that out on her own, and then to some extent, she had the data in Zapier, and then a Tier 5 engineer like me could come in and just show her, okay, hey, here's what to do, and then she understood exactly how to go in and do it. But the product itself is just an API integration because this product is literally like, if you read this product, what it says supercharge your list growth with free software funnel base. Grow your list at an insane rate and provide massive value up front without spending hours making lead magnets. I'm even going to go in and take a clip of Russell Brunson where he specifically said, nothing grows your list faster than free software. Like literally, he said that on Software Secrets webinar. All right. So you want to grow your list really fast at an insane rate and provide a whole bunch of value up front to people without wasting a lot of time making stupid lead magnets? Get free software funnel baits, because what it allows you to do, you create your own funnel, you grow your own list. As you grow your list, those people get free software. We create free software for them. They get a user account. You get a list full of people. I get a list too, full of people. We both get a list. The difference is you pay me to build your list and build my list because you're using my software for free. You're giving out my software for free. So you're going to pay me to give out the software, and we're both going to grow our list.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Mine's ready. My funnel's ready.
And they'll work. They'll work really easy. Like this one.
So do we have access to look at it so we can duplicate it? Because I can't do ClickFunnels right now. I'm using a different platform.
Yeah, you can look at them, sure. I mean, they're right there on the internet. Free software funnel bait. It's like I've posted 5 posts about them. I've even shared this in the community with a link.
No, yeah, I've seen it. I just didn't know if we can look at, kind of like duplicate your page.
No, those links I shared, you definitely can't look at them.
I did. I looked at his page and just copied almost exact, not quite exact, but almost exactly the way he had it set up. And then I just put a mailing blast opt-in form, an email marketing form. And then I sent, I've got a link wizard mailing list, and I've got a sticky reviews mailing list. And so I've got a mailing list for each one of those. And then on the mailing boss, I went into notifications, and set it up so that every time somebody's added to my list, it sends an email out. Normally you use that to send an email to you yourself, me, the owner list, the owner of the list, to say, hey, you got a new subscriber. Hey, you got a new subscriber. But the way I set it up was it emails to Zapier.
To the social proof?
No, it emails to Zapier. When Zapier gets it, there's a special email thing in Zapier where you can parse the information, which means every time it sends an email out that there's a new subscriber, the format of the email is exactly the same. So I can go through and the first name will always be right here. So I showed how to I showed where that first name is going to be, and it'll pull that first name out. And then I showed where the email is going to be, and it'll pull that email out. So once it parses it, the last step I needed was how to send it to Tier 5, which John showed me today. So then once it parses it out, it sends that to Tier 5 to create the new account in whatever software it is. So Link Wizard or Sticky Reviews or Magic Zap or Invoicing You.
Okay, interesting.
So I get them in Mailing Boss, and then once it goes to Zapier and is parsed and sent to Tier 5, it creates a new account in Tier 5.
Nice. Good, good. Okay, I'm going to work on that. That's a great plan.
The email parser. And it's seriously, you just, instead of sending the notification to yourself, you create an email parser in Zapier and then send the notification to that email, and it will parse it out.
Okay.
It's a little bit of bouncing around to get it set up and to test it and everything, but it's very doable. And then the inside of Tier 5, John has already got set up the ones that he uses, so you can see exactly what links you need to be able to do all of that.
Okay.
They're in the share folder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I can share all of my funnels, but it won't work for you guys without setting up the Zap correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the funnel built in Builderall, but then you'd have to go into your own Mailing Boss. You'd have to go into Zapier, you create your own email address, and then you'd have to go into Mailing Boss and update the email address where new contacts are sent to with that Zapier email address, and you have to go back to Zapier and you'll have to say, hey, whenever a new email comes into this email address, set up an email parser, parse out this data, and then give it to the rest of this Zap process that's already built for you, and except for you just need to go in and change this step right here and send out an email from your own email account.
Yep.
Sweet.
So it is a little bit involved, and it sounds like it's like, oh my God, that I don't think I can do that. It's not that hard.
That's so easy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure it's not hard.
Building a spaceship.
It's like anything else. Once you take the mystery out of it, it's not hard anymore.
Right.
You know what I think?
What do you think, John?
What do you think?
It's
Share
6:40.
for sure.
It's like 6:40 a.m. in the morning. I think I'm gonna go home.
Like you've been up all night?
When you get time, I want to talk to you about the different program that you and I talked about. I think my charge just went through again for the JV thing. Actually, I think the charge might have went through yesterday. So I just want to talk to you about that new plan that we talked about, and how you want to set it up and when I can get started and all that kind of good stuff.
So, okay, the one with dev time included, that one?
Yeah, and I want to make sure that with that, I'm still a part of the JV team and, all that. I don't want to lose any of that.
All right, guys, I'll let you talk about that then. I'm going to bounce so I can get to work here.
And you won't lose any of that. That will still all be included. The only thing is, if you get off that plan and go down to a different plan, if you want to keep like the revenue shares of your affiliates and stuff, you'll just be on that 197 plan instead of essentially on like I think it's like a 287 or 297. It's like 247 plus 40, so 287.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
So you would just be going down from 287 to 197 if you wanted to get off that plan and not get the dev hours anymore.
Okay.
All right, guys, bye. It was awesome hanging with you. Thanks for all the info.
And as far as when you want to start, that's kind of up to you when you want to start on that. So what types of stuff are you wanting the dev to do?
I don't even know yet. Honestly, I haven't had time to sit down and even try to like thought process wireframe out anything yet. But the first month I may be paying the 287 just to have it because I am so swamped. But I know there'll all be things that I want related to what entrepreneurs need. And one of them being, I thought about a place where, do you remember, I think that it was called maybe Power Lead System or something like that, where you could go in and put all your affiliate links in and then have those links available to be able to create like URL rotators and stuff like that. Just a central repository for affiliate links so you can keep track of your links better, easier.
Never.
I don't remember if it was Power Lead System or something else, but I was thinking about putting something like that together because I know myself, I have a bunch of affiliate links of stuff, and I have a page that I use now that's just a Google spreadsheet, not a Google spreadsheet, but a Google Doc, and it's just labeled affiliate links, and it's just a link on my bookmarks. And I was trying to think of a way that I could create something like that that'd be a little bit easier for affiliate marketers to use.
Okay. So you want them to actually do development, and you want them to actually build some type of software.
Yep.
So they would be able to do that, but you have to understand that these dudes are junior dudes. So I would take you to the same intake process that I take the bot clients in through and make you understand like who these people are, what they can and can't do. They can build softwares like that, but you got to understand they're not senior level engineers. What they are is, so when I bring new resources into tier 5, there's a covariant that I may fire them because they're not going to mix well with our atmosphere and our work culture, or just the type of work that we do in general, because somehow they made it in and they're not going to be able to do that, or they're going to not like our work culture, so they're going to leave and go somewhere else. So just a risk of hiring people anyways. You have it with everybody, but for these freshers that are right out of college, all right, I got sick and tired of actually having to pay them money and them not being able to really do that much that I could sell. So I started bot development. And so now whenever these guys come right in from college, they've got a degree in computer engineering, they've done some programming, they've done real world programming, like hello real world programming, not practical everyday stuff in the industry. They come in, I train them for like 2 weeks on automation through Zapier and Integromat, and on chatbot building through MiniChat and Chat Fuel, and then put them through like a basic understanding of a server stack, right? Configuring a server, setting up a server, configuring a web server, setting up a database, getting like some standardized framework like Laravel or something installed, and then they kind of do trainings on their own to learn more in depth PHP, more in depth database stuff, and create go through the process of learning programming. All right. So after I put them through this 2-week training, they become a bot developer, and then I let clients buy them as bot developers, because what ends up happening is a client will come in and they'll buy the bot developer for 1 month, and they'll have maybe a week worth of work for the bot developer to do, and there won't be anything else for the bot developer to do. So the bot developer now can go through training and they can learn all this other stuff, right? So now I don't have to pay for their training anymore. So what ends up happening is they get hired, and for like the first 3 or 6 months, they're a developer, they're a junior developer, they're a bot developer, same type of resource that would be working for you. They're confident they can do stuff, but they're not some senior level engineer, obviously. They're going to be on a learning curve. Now, if you work with them, like one of the girls here, Sumita, she came in the same way, worked for a dude. She'd been here 8 months. He hired her the second day she started working here, and now she can build Android apps, iOS apps. She can work on Cordova. She can work in Lua. And she knows Laravel. And like over the, now, like for the first month and a half, for the first 6-8 weeks, he was paying her. And she was doing stuff, but obviously it's taken her time to do stuff because she hasn't built 8 Android apps before. But now after that, she can build her own Android apps, and her price compared to the dude that built 8 Android apps for 10 is obviously much less. So they can build chatbots, they can do programming and stuff, but they have to, they're not senior level people. So
okay. That's okay.
But to give you an idea, of what they can do, that was built by him. This was technically built by him too. Not all of it, but
Link Wizard was?
For the most part, yeah. All of our softwares, for the most part, freshers come in and work on them to some extent, and then senior guys come in and clean up their code and recycle their code. So like Link Wizard, every feature in Link Wizard was first built by a fresher by one of these resources, and then after it was built by that fresher, a senior person comes in and like smacks the fresher around and rebuilds their code and shows them why that code was garbage and they should have written this code. So a version of all these softwares is created by them, a functional version, and then it gets cleaned up by a senior.
The other question I have is, you know, if I'm not having them work directly on a programming project, can I have them working inside Builderall, learning Builderall and building some stuff for me inside Builderall? You can
have them do whatever you want. So they're your resources for your time. You can have them do whatever you want. You just got to keep in mind that they are engineers, and if your plan is to give them, like, if you buy them for a month and the whole month they're just going to be clicking buttons in Builderall, will they do that? Yes, but they're not going to be super happy about it. And when it gets to the point that they come to me or my HR and they start complaining about their job satisfaction is whenever you get employees switched out on you. Because if that employee wants to be an engineer and you just have him clicking buttons, at some point he's going to get dissatisfied. He's going to go want to work someplace that allows him to do coding and stuff. So can you have them do that? Yes, sure. But if you want an engineer, you need to allow them to keep doing engineering stuff as well, and not always Builderall. You want to keep them a mix. If you want a button clicker that's just going to strictly do Builderall stuff or non-engineering stuff, I'm trying to figure out how I can employ those people like glorified VAs and keep those people on staff as well. But that engineer can do that stuff and they will do it. But that's not all they want to do. They want to do more as well. So if all they ever get to do from you is Builderall pages, they're not going to like you. And whenever I go in there and I'm like, hey, how's Shelly? They're going to be like, why am I working with her? She just makes me stupid pages and all
They'll
that.
love me. They'll love me. They won't hate me.
As long as you give them a challenge every once in a while, then yeah, you can definitely have them. But you can really have them do whatever you want. At the end of the day, I tell them that you're their boss, and you just have to, that, hey, she bought you, she owns your soul until she tells me she don't want you anymore.
I won't own anybody. But I know I have plenty for them to do. No doubt about it. I just got to get my little ducks in a row so I can really be clear what I want. Because the last thing I want to do is, you know, go in and give them a halfway idea of what I want, and they're not satisfied because they don't have clear direction and they don't know where to start and where we're trying to end. So, you know, that part to me is just getting time to think through what I want to do. Because everybody, it's like I've said before, everybody has ideas. Anybody can have an idea. You have to be able to make that idea real by taking action and putting the right things into place to make it happen. And I think that these guys would be real frustrated if I came at them with 1,000 ideas but no real direction.
Sure, because they're low end resources. I mean, by low end, I mean obviously they're still engineers and they're still smart and high end, but need direction, need to be told what to do. If you try to give them really high level ideals, they're.
I also thought about a mobile app for Android and iOS for There's a couple of ideas that I have for that. So I'll be writing some stuff out and
Now, if you do that, I'd recommend you go up to a full-time resource instead of 40 hours a week or 40 hours a month. If you do that, those dues are $700, and your membership will be included in that $700 while you maintain that dude's employee. But then that dude will work for you full-time if you want to build an Android app or an iOS app. Because what's going to end up happening if you don't get the full-time dude is you're going to be sharing dude, right? And dude's going to be working 40 hours for you on Android, and he's going to be working 40 hours for somebody else on Builderall, and he's going to be working 40 hours for somebody else on Chatbot. And by the time he comes back to you again, to Android, he's going to have a learning curve to go back in and remember the stuff that he did already for you, and then go in and actually learn the new stuff. So it's better that he just works full-time every single day on Android so that he can actually become an expert, and you can actually see real progress from him. Now, if you're just going to be like, every once in a while, dude's going to go set up automation for me. Every once in a while, he's going to build landing page for me. Every once in a while, he's going to change my chatbot for me. All right, that dude's fine to be on 40 hours because he's just doing bits of stuff here and there, and he's already sporadically conditioned to that because he already works for 4 different clients that are sporadically saying, do this, do that. But if you're just going to be like, no, you're going to build this Android app, and that's all I want you to do, get that Android app, you got to think an Android app for a senior person is going to take like 4 weeks if you want it done properly for a basic application, right? So this dude's going to have some time going in and building stuff. And if you're just doing it 40 hours at a time, if you're just doing it 40 hours at a month, then yeah, it's very possible a year later you're not going to see much in that. I mean, that complete, you're not going to have much of an Android app still. You're still going to have a very basic application after a year because the dude's just been doing 40 hours a week and it hasn't been very efficient.
Well, then maybe I need to rethink this until I'm ready to actually put something specific into place. And I've got some wireframes in my head already. Because right now I'm not exactly sure where I want to start and how I want it to end. I have really good ideas, but again, getting the time to sit down and really map them out and make sure that I know clearly where I want to start and where I want to end with each project. I have so many ideas, and I don't want to frustrate somebody by not giving them clear instructions and not being clear where I want to start and where I want to end.
And those guys you want to be pretty clear with.
Oh yeah, when you talk about programming, you don't want them taking 10 steps forward but then 9 steps back because you didn't explain it well enough.
Nope. If you check the chat, I'll put in my software secrets link in there. So if you end up wanting to, well, I thought I was going to. Freaking chat's not even working right now. What the crap?